our family grows, the city itself will be our playground to use as we please.
What the heck was that?
Looked like sort of a big turtle in a trench coat.
Yeah! I love being a turtle!
Welcome, everyone. Mischief Mayhem Movie, episode 32. We got a fun one for you this week. We're going to do a retro movie that's near and dear to my heart. Something I grew up watching. And I just found out that Left Eye Ego couldn't watch this until like 6 years ago. So we got some shit to talk about. Anyway, so we're doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 classic. American superhero film directed by Steve Barron, written by Todd Langen and Bobby Herbeck. Sorry if I said that wrong. It's a film adaptation based on the comic book characters. So we got a good panel for that that we have assembled for the show, and we're going to bring them on one by one. Start with, well, Lance is eating a pizza, I think, but it's okay, Lance. You can still eat.
I'm first. I thought you were going to make me last so I could eat more pizza.
You can still eat your pizza, but I'm going to bring you on first.
I am. I'm mid pizza right now. I'll put on my camera when I've finished eating pizza.
All right, buddy.
I saw the film on its release in the cinema. I owned a VHS of the movie, but before I saw the film, I was into the role-playing game, and I had everything for the role-playing game, all the supplements, which came out about a year or so after the comics, and it massively increased the sales of the comics. So I can talk about the effect of the role-playing game, which also helped in the success of the movie. Right. And you can see how much it's out of print now. It's going for incredible prices on Amazon. The core book is like £81, it was like £10 when it came out. It was $9.99.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you, Zax. You're a beautiful man for becoming a member. This is why I like you, Zax. Thank you.
Can only show your shirt. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me do that before I bring on our next guest. So
does that say Mrs. Sasquatch is king?
It just says Turtles 84. It's got
retro.
I don't know why it only has two turtles. It's kind of racist, if you ask me.
I do not have a Turtles shirt, sadly.
Well, I will bring on our next guest. Thank you again, Zach. You're a beautiful man. You Canadians, whatever they say about you is mostly true, except for you. We're going to bring on our next guest. Somebody, I think, been wanting this guy on for a long time. Mr. John Douglas, how are you, sir?
Well, all things considered, it really could be worse. And for anyone watching who's wondering, my wife had a slight four-wheel accident about an hour or so before this went live, but she's currently at the ER getting checked out. She just fell hard, and it's more or less she seems more scuffed up and tumbled up than anything. So I let her get checked out. Nothing seems broken or busted. Where I'm here at home with the kiddos, I'm just waiting for the call to say, everything's okay. Come get me. And so when that happens, that'll be great. I have a very personal history with the Turtles. When they caught my eye in their heyday, like I was completely enshrouded in Turtle Mania. I loved this franchise, the cartoon. I had all the toys. When I say all the toys, I mean, I didn't care how expensive it was. I had it. When they re-released these not that long ago, I just had to get a set of 4 just for memory's sake.
Of course.
I had every iteration of the Turtles. This movie, I kid you not, I saw in theaters 3 times. I demanded to go back.
That's commitment.
Over and over, and has remained a movie that I have loved all my life. It still holds up to me.
Oh, 100%.
It still holds up. I can watch this anytime.
It's a great movie. Great fun. Speaking of great fun, we're going to bring in our next guest who has his own Monday show going on, but he decided to show up to ours anyway. Just kidding. That's R2 from After the Weekend. Hello, Mr. R2. Love your background there, buddy.
Thanks. Well, since White Bear can't be here, I felt like to honor him, I'll be the guy with glasses with the weird background.
Yeah, you could be the hillbilly of the show.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Well, I lived in the state right next to him, so
exactly.
I'm low budget White Bear.
It's an easy trade-off for us. Appreciate you. A man who was a last second edition, but so near and dear to my heart. Michael Cera. I mean, I'm just kidding. The Gore King.
Yay! Hey, King of the Potato People.
Hello.
Welcome in again, sir.
I also went and saw this movie in the theater, not 3 times. I think I just saw it the once, but then probably watched it a good dozen more times at home and watched it a couple times over the last few years. And I agree, it holds up well. I would not have guessed a couple of weeks ago that I'd be saying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a far superior movie to Titanic, but now that I've seen Titanic twice, I am firm on that position.
Oh, I would have loved to see the Ninja Turtles on the Titanic. That would have been a good movie.
They would have saved it.
Yeah,
did you guys watch Titanic that I sent you?
I watched it, and that was freaking hilarious.
Mate, that's a better film than Titanic.
Yeah, it is. Next guest, man, has been on the show a lot. He's even been on my conspiracy streams. I think he's a conspiracy himself. I'm just kidding. Just Static 2020. How you doing, sir?
Yes, I am the conspiracy. We don't know if this is real or not, but we keep going at it. Doing well. I too watched the Turtles in the theaters. I've seen every Turtles movie in the theaters except for the animated one. If that was in the theaters, I don't remember. I watch all of them at least once a year because I'm a loser.
No, you are not.
Nonsense.
I watch these movies too. I watched the first 2 movies. I haven't seen the third one in forever. When they go to Japan, like ancient Japan or something.
Not a favorite, I'm going to say.
Yeah. First 2 I'm good with.
I don't think a man who can point his beard in 7 directions simultaneously can be in any way, shape, or form a loser. Just going to say.
No, he's a beautiful man, Static. That's why we have him on the show.
It's like Medusa, but on the underside.
And then, last but not least, I know what people are going to think. Why is the black man going last? You could say I'm saving the best for last, only because he's repping the merch. So
he also got here last. Don't let him off the hook.
That's true. That's true. I didn't get here last. In my defense, I was rewatching the movie. I just wanted to make sure I was prepared. That's all.
Okay. You're lucky it's only an hour and 27 minutes.
Yeah.
I am. I'm like, thank God it's under 90 minutes.
You're lucky I didn't pick The Godfather or some shit.
And I've never seen The Godfather, y'all.
You've never seen The Godfather? Oh, he's gone.
Wow, damn.
Accusation
That's
alone.
rough. Maybe I shouldn't say I also didn't see it.
It checked him.
Not for lack of trying.
I never got a chance to watch. See The Godfather, man.
I forgive you. So much love I have in my heart for you. I forgive you. Well,
it's probably the tank top.
Yeah, well, that's why I forgive you. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull up the info here. We're going to do what we normally do on the show. And if you haven't noticed, Vex, Copa, and White Bear are not here. One is sick. One is actually having a crisis with a flooded basement. And then one has got baby debt. He's watching his own child because his wife's working. So
that seems to be the energy of today.
And all are racist.
Well, yes, even Vex, which is I wouldn't think it was possible. Yeah. But, hey, Yeti's in the chat. Hey, guys in the chat. Mrs. Sassy is in the background running the chat for me because
we've got a Yeti and a Sasquatch.
Yeah. I'm trying to get him on the show, but he's got parent. He wants to be a responsible father and be there for his kids. I don't know. These fucking people, man.
If he won't do it, you got to go to Yeti Cast.
That's true.
Get the other one. He's
get
been
the other
one
one
for a while. Yeah,
I have been on Yeti's show though. I was just on there last couple of weeks ago. So, but anyway,
all the cryptids getting to know each other.
Gord King is sweating because he's going to scrub through the whole movie in 10 minutes. No, I'm not. Gord, we're going to be okay.
Hey, look. I've seen those before.
Oh, look, the Twin Towers. Yeah, so 1990s New York. 1990 New York. So this movie came out in, March of 1990?
Yeah.
We just moved out of New York City in June of that year. So my dad was a retired police officer, was sick of this. At this point, New York City was really, you want to talk about a shithole? It was 2,300 homicides a year, riddled with crime. It was in bad shape. So,
dude, I was there in 1988. I've never seen so much porn in Times Square.
That's what I'm saying.
2 feet of people. It was.
Look at this. People wearing bad fur coats. This movie is so 90s. I love it.
Is that a businesswoman or a hooker?
I think it's a. Well, that's
yes.
Is that not both?
If this is Times Square, that's a hooker.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's also a businesswoman.
It looks like Tootsie.
Yeah.
She'd fit right into today.
Look, there's Ego in the background getting a paper.
I think he's wearing a suit.
But yeah, the movie starts off with a very attractive, I think, at least, April O'Neil. I think she's better looking than the girl in the second movie. That's just my opinion.
Wait,
she wears better clothing.
Is that a Tony brand TV, not a Sony?
Yeah, it's a Tony. You
Wow.
see it in the car? Yeah.
I can't
They could
remember
use the
second
real
Did you
movie.
Italians
terrible.
rip off Sony?
It fell off of a truck. What am I saying?
They even make
Yeah.
a Sony joke in this movie. I wonder why they felt compelled to do that.
I don't know.
Probably because Sony's one of the studios that rejected the pitch for the movie.
Yeah,
Well,
that-
if you
no,
look
it's one of the
closely-
studios.
I heard they got
wouldn't
rejected by
distribute the
everybody.
film.
Well, if you look closely, it looks like it says T Gay. Not Tony, but T Gay. Was there a brand named T Gay?
There is now.
Well, now I made it up.
It must take a really big plug in the back.
Oh, hey, Shiro. Yeah, Pee Wee Herman. Rest in peace, Pee Wee, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
sad.
There's another part of my childhood gone.
Oprah on top on the cover
Oh, yeah,
of
the
the
Inquirer.
tabloid.
Yeah.
No.
Some things change, some things don't.
Something's never
Yeah.
changed.
People used to know
Right.
she was full of it.
God.
Oh, God.
She
Did we get
still looks
Danny?
the same if you don't count the plastic surgery.
Yes. So we got April O'Neil talk. So in the beginning, isn't she talking about like all the crime wave in the beginning? and
Crime
all that?
wave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously,
Report on everything.
Wait,
Yes.
hang on. Isn't that kid static when he's young?
I am not a ginger. Sorry, I have
Were
a
you an
soul.
extra in the film?
No, I would have been about 5 when this happened.
I'm not sure I believe you, but okay.
it's okay, Static. We understand. Yeah, he's not a redhead.
No, I
You're
have
doing
a soul.
So, I have a soul. Yeah, so this is where Danny, the son of the boss of April O'Neil, is he's doing some shenanigans. So this looks like it's in Chinatown in Midtown New York, because I used to walk these streets. I was part of them streets. And this
Well,
is about everything.
did they say it was in Little Tokyo that this stuff was happening?
It was supposed to be Little Tokyo. There's obviously no such thing as Little Tokyo. It's
Right.
Chinatown.
Right,
But
I was like, I was going to ask you
come
about that. I
on.
was like, is that just their way of
I
saying
love
Chinatown?
this woman's reaction when her TV
she's
is.
like,
Oh, remember that?
Oh.
It's like is a Scooby Doo noise.
Not my T-Gay TV.
what's up, Mike has bad knees. These Mean Street. Yeah, I was part of those Mean Street.
Her TV would not have been destroyed if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Yeah, Oroku Saki's grand scheme of training an entire clan
Yeah, look-
of
look-
ninja thieves to steal this old black lady's
See
black
you,
and white
Yeti.
television.
Exactly.
Thanks for dropping by, Yeti.
See, Eddie.
This is what started the Asian hate.
Yeah, look at her face. She's like, God damn it. Sushi roll, motherfucker. So they showed the Foot Clan. Now, the cartoon came out in 1984. So it was a while before the movie came out. And I think people were, well, as a kid, I wasn't noticing this. I just wanted to see the Turtles in like a live action turtle movie. Now, when I watch it as an adult, that anticipation of just going from a cartoon to a live action movie, and how are they going to do, like, if we were taking it from today's standards, how are they going to adapt this correctly?
Yeah,
I think
because they did not leak a whole lot. And I will add as a personal note, this was one of my first instances in my life where the difference between the adaptation of the media I knew, which was the cartoon, was my introduction, and and how they adapted this to a movie. This was one of the first big disappointments. I was like, where's Krang? Where's Bebop and Rocksteady? Where's the Technodrome?
Well, we got
like,
those later on, which were even
right.
more,
But my introduction was the cartoon, whereas this is almost a better adaptation of the original comic. Right. And I appreciate it for that. But at the time, my kid brain was going, where's all the shit that I love on the cartoon?
Right.
Yeah, still love this movie.
The original comic and the role-playing game were both really violent too.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of people got killed, you know. So, and
little
I'll tell you more about the role-playing game later because there's some stuff in that you guys are just going to weep with love.
The comic came out in 1984 and the cartoon came out in 87. Oh, okay, so the comic was before. Okay. Oh, look, there's a little product placement. Whoppers, Burger King.
Nice.
Yeah, the role-playing game came out in 85.
Okay. Oh, there she is.
Ew.
Hello, April.
Bet she doesn't look like that now, though.
Wait, is she a ginger or is she redhead? Is she blonde? I couldn't tell.
She's
Got
redhead.
that strawberry bomb.
Static. She has no soul.
Yeah.
She has no soul. Static. She has no soul.
Not my problem.
No.
If they have no souls,
what do you want me
when
to
they
do
have no
about it?
souls, it's okay to objectify them.
And then I like how she comes out. So she's talking about crime, right? And how the city is just riddled with crime. And she comes out of a dangerous alley out of her job alone in a dark alley with no
In
security.
a bright ass yellow jacket.
Yeah, when they have security at the actual location, like, okay, yeah, and then they attack her. Of course, she sees them stealing equipment, and then I love the intro of Raphael here, right? You see what is the weapon that he uses again?
A sai.
It's a sigh.
Sai. Yeah, I like how it hits the light, breaks the light, and you just hear the noises in the background, and he's doing his ninja stuff. I think it was a fun intro.
A lot of that was edited out of the UK release, which I'll tell you about later.
Really?
Yeah, because somebody impersonated a Ninja Turtle and killed someone with nunchucks, and it was a whole big fucking thing in the UK.
There's always one, man.
So all the nunchuck scenes got edited out of the UK release, and to get an American pirate.
Nunchucks.
Yeah, in the UK, isn't it Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles too?
That's exactly it, because they didn't want people impersonating ninjas, and as a result of that, all the ninja weapons that you could buy actually were all banned. And the pirate copies of the American version were going upwards of £100 if you could get hold of them.
No kidding.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What was the difference for you guys with that version compared to the American version? Like, why would it be that coveted for y'all?
People wanted to see the uncut version.
Oh, y'all got a cut
The role-playing game was really popular in the UK. It was a massive seller.
Wow.
Yeah, we were all playing it. So,
So does that mean that you have a completely different ending?
I honestly can't remember, guys, because I haven't seen the film since the 90s, because I only knew I was coming on this stream 20 minutes before and barely had time to eat pizza.
It's been that kind of a day. Lance is like, "You doing a show?" I'm like, "Yeah, here's the link. Come on." Okay, cool.
Yeah, you didn't tell me Left Eye, who previously was in the Red Hand Gang when he was a kid, was coming on. So.
The what? The Red Hand Gang? What is that?
The Red Hand Gang.
The Red Hand Gang.
Yeah. With Matthew Labotrix, or whatever his name was.
Don't ask.
Okay,
Dude, look at the opening credits. You'll see yourself.
Yeah, you'll see.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, I like how they
Yeah, so Left Eye and I are going to be deep friends already.
You're already deep friends.
Yeah.
I can tell you guys are going to love each other. Yeah, so this was the intro. This is where you get, like, you know, looking back now, the end, like as a kid, it was great, you know, but you take things at a different viewpoint when you're a child. Looking back now, it's still a fun intro.
Oh yeah, and it has a really good theme. I like
it's a great theme. And then of course, right
music
when
was fantastic.
They jump right in. You see them in these suits, and I was telling Gore King today on his gaming stream. I was like, the suits still. I mean, you could tell that they're, you know, but like they look pretty damn good even now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's limitations to the emotional range they have,
right?
But you know,
right. But
like
it was
Leonardo trying to be angry is pretty funny. But,
yeah.
But I mean, it was Jim Henson who made him. I mean that was the king
That's
of of that stuff back then.
Yeah.
I mean, about the only other person who probably could have done a better job is like Stan Winston.
But they look how good they look. I mean,
but that's the difference between. I've always said this. That's the difference when it comes to practical versus effects versus CGI. CGI looks real but feels fake. Practical effects look fake but feel real.
Feel real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great intro. It's just funny. Michelangelo to me was the funniest part of this movie.
He's hilarious. And Raphael cursing really helped add that little bit of 90s edge to it. Like, I was 12 and I had not had a lot of exposure to like R-rated or PG-13 rated material because I was good Christian boy, homeschooled and all that. So when he's sitting there going, "Damn," and I'm like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
You didn't raid your dad's porn collection?
Dad did not have a porn collection, believe it or not.
Oh, dude, he had a porn collection. You just didn't find it.
I didn't go looking for it. By the time this movie came out, I was like 12. I was not.
Happening?
I didn't even know what it was.
The password to the safe was Ninja Vanish.
Oh. Go quickly without today.
Go Ninja, go Ninja. Sorry.
Oh my God,
fat ninja.
Yeah, look, there's Leonardo, the leader, always meditating, doing the right thing. There's Michelangelo trying to order a pizza in the background.
I have to ask a question, Canoli, since
yeah, of course, buddy. Go ahead.
So he orders a pizza with everything but anchovies. Would that have actually cost $13 in 1990?
Not well, maybe in 1990, even in New York.
I don't know.
But even
today,
then,
that would be like $30 probably.
Yeah, but the Domino's
Today,
have the amount of toppings that they do now. They probably only had like 4 things to choose from.
That's what drove me crazy. I'm sitting there with my wife, and like my logical part of the brain starts like, why the fuck? You're in New York City. Why are you ordering Domino's? You have like access to the best pizza in the world, and you get product placement.
Sponsors.
Sponsors. That's
This
Domino's.
movie needed it though.
Yeah.
This one needed
No,
it.
it was perfect for its time.
They needed every dollar, and they used all of it.
Burger King and
100%.
Domino's paid for those suits.
And I love Raphael's accent in this movie. They gave him that real typical gritty New York. Leave me the F alone. Like that.
Where did they come up with this stuff?
Yeah, it was so fun. Splinter. There's Splinter. Look at Splinter. He looked great.
They sounded great too. Like you could really feel the wisdom when he talked. Like all of his lines had gravity and gravitas to it. Like none of it was spent on like, oh, we're supposed to take him seriously. He gets in like one gag in the movie and he makes the best of it.
End. Yeah. Look at that face. Michelangelo.
Did you know all the masks were made by Jim Henson? Jim Henson made all the masks, including his, in the UK.
Really?
And they sent, and they were all made by Henson Studios. And up to that point, they were the most complicated masks Henson Studios had ever made.
Damn. Oh, Jim Henson. Wow.
Thanks,
Jim Henson designed the turtles, their costumes, everything.
Wait, hold on. I'm inspired. I love that. Thank you for the donation. For the interest system still sucks. I'm sorry, but I love you.
Dude, I was checking the inflation on this. Like that pizza that they ordered, it's like $25 now.
Okay.
For like, but it was like one. It was one large pizza though with everything on it, but anchovies.
Yep.
So I mean, I guess that technically the going rate.
Has anyone ever even eaten an anchovy in their life? Like I
have.
My
I had them last week.
Oh God!
I'm not a fan.
Dude, I had a vegetarian staying with me. I had no choice.
Oh, that's right.
The problem with that is, except nowadays, there's more toppings, and also they're charging you $2 for each additional topping. Back then, it was like a quarter or 50 cents for an additional topping.
What was the song they were dancing to here? I forget.
Tequila, which is kind of fitting because we lost Paul Rubin, and that song is featured in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
God. Thank you, Uninspired. Go back to sleep in France. Isn't that country burned down by now?
Mr. Lucas, you have anything to say about that? Yeah, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
I like Raphael here. He's like, where are you going? To the movies.
That okay with you?
That okay with you? It's so good. And then, this is where Michelangelo's waiting for the Pete. Look at, God, they really did a fantastic job. The eye, like you said, the emotional range is hard because it's all, but.
And it really is the heart that carries this movie because it's little moments like this where they are having a small heart to heart where there's not a lot going on that you don't see that in today's kids movies. It's all hyperkinetic and throwing as much shit at the screen as possible, as fast as possible.
Dude,
as if kids are too dumb to process this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, this movie has really, really strong themes of fatherhood. Like, the movie is all about fatherhood. I mean, they have little mentions of April's father with her antique shop, Splinter's their father, Shredder's being a surrogate father to all these kids who've been cast off. I mean, that is throughout the movie. So they really played it that well.
Yes,
the pizza delivery guy was the stunt person for Michelangelo.
Oh, really?
The guy in the cab driver that comes up in a little bit was the guy who was he was the stunt guy for Raphael.
And the voice of him too.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
He technically ran himself over.
Yeah.
Kind of nice that they gave them cameos in the movie.
Sorry,
I like that.
We're getting ahead.
No, you're good. I just like how he's waiting and he knows he's late, so he's gonna get $3 off his pizza. And the guy's like, I couldn't find the place. What does he? He gives him a line like, what does he say? Wisdom is divine.
Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for a late pizza.
I like how, like, right before that, Leonardo's trying to tell, was it Leonardo Donatello telling Michael, what do you think about what Splinter said about him not being around anymore? And all Michelangelo's like, fuck that. I want the pizza. I want $3.
I always took that to mean Mikey, like, was just, either too immature or did not want to think about
want to deal
the
with
idea
it.
of
Well,
not
this-
having
yeah, I
the
mean-
He didn't want to face that reality.
Well,
Because
their
plays him
teenage
later on.
thing is not just a moniker in this. I mean, because they like they mentioned when they come back from saving April that this was their first mission, basically.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they're playing up that they're very much teenagers. So Mikey kind of disregarding that is probably a little bit of discomfort, but mostly just, you know, it's
Yeah.
fine. We'll be okay. You know, just like a
Yeah.
teenager would think.
I like how Raphael comes out of the movie. He's like, who comes up with this stuff?
He watched Critters.
I love it.
Great.
It's so 90s, man. God, I
Love
it.
Critters. Critters is great.
It's a good movie. He's walking around. He sees that the old lady gets robbed, right? And he he trips the guy, and then he opens up his coat and he sees.
He
his
gives him the
weapon.
trench coat flash.
Yeah, the trench coat. His turtle dinghy. Yeah,
I absolutely love this scene.
Casey Jones is great.
Casey's
His
great, and
lines
the
are so
dialogue
memorable.
between
Jose
him and Raphael
Canseco,
is so good.
Tell
and
me, you didn't
snappy.
pay
Money for this.
There is really sharp dialogue in this,
It
and
was.
they
It
keep
was
it
good.
completely PG, and I'm like, that's
Yes.
impressive.
It's pretty good. Hey, Bogey. I like that. He's like, hey, Bogey. Why you
That,
John,
that,
let
that
me
guy
be
could have
mine.
so wandered off the set of The Warriors with that mask on.
Oh,
yeah.
man, you're right. You're right.
Which
Jose
John
Canseco.
Canseco ripped off of.
I was 12. I had no idea who Jose Canseco was. All I knew was he played baseball. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
that must be very expensive.
Yes. Wow. A lot of controversy with Canseco. Yeah, and then this is where he
Fair.
finds that. Yeah, he finds out who he is because he has. Yeah, especially bald ones with weird green makeup. What does he call him in the beginning?
Punker.
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 yeah.
I hate
I hate
punkers.
punks, especially bald green ones with red
Yeah.
masks. What?
This is
That was
funny.
hilarious. 1-0.
Now this right here was a special favorite of mine. New game in town, cricket, and
Cricket?
Raphael
Cricket?
obviously
Nobody
knows what
You
it
gotta
is.
know crumpet if you know cricket.
So
That's such
good.
a metric system game.
Yeah.
How many kids learned what cricket was because Casey Jones bashed Raphael's face in with a cricket bat?
Really?
So
I am
good.
raising my hand.
No, I learned because I went to a private school and we had to bloody play it and pay for
Right.
our own knee pads.
Well, let me ask this: Is it any fun?
No, it's crap. And I hate it.
It's garbage.
Like, is it as gay as it looks?
Very gay. Very gay. One of the teachers, in fact, who taught it was a convicted paedophile later in life, so very gay.
Oh,
Wow.
At my school, yeah, Mr. Anderson.
RKO, bro. I was out of nowhere.
There goes the channel. And
Yeah.
this is where Raphael jumps over. We saw this in the trailer and before the show.
Yeah.
What was that? It was a guy in a trench, and then he goes, "Where are you going again?"
Looks like some kind of big turtle in a trench coat.
Look at
You're going to LaGuardia, right?
It's so funny when you look at New York City back then. If you like, they show these pan shots, especially during a lot of the Spider-Man movies. Like the more in this skyline is
You got
big
CGI
here.
that now.
Yeah, I was saying it's much bigger now. But even with, it's just insane how much they've built up. But yeah, there
New
he
York
is.
needs more airbrushing than a Playboy model nowadays.
No kidding.
Fair.
No, you are not wrong. Yeah, so you got
Fair.
Splinter, and he's talking to Raphael, right? He's giving him a speech here.
Mhm.
Poor guy. Look at him. Look at the wisdom he's trying to get from a rat. I mean, come on. It's good though. It's good. Look, and he
How to
knows.
make it-
he-
They made turtles cry. You will believe turtles can cry.
yeah,
Yes.
it's
But
fantastic.
that was a good moment for Raphael because it showed that, like, yeah, he was hot-headed, but it's not like it didn't affect him. And as somebody who
Right.
kind of suffers with an anger issue myself, you know, it's always this kind of thing that comes back to you later, like, oh, shit, I shouldn't have said that, shouldn't have done that, you know.
Right,
I acted irrationally, but, you know, at the
Especially
time
as a
you're
teenager,
angry.
though.
Well, and
Yeah.
Raphael basically, I mean, because he's the one who gets followed back to their hideout, is kind of blaming himself for Splinter getting kidnapped in the first place. So they're using that time to connect the two of them, you know, makes that resonate a lot more.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where April's boss goes to the house, and she got mugged obviously the night before, and he's just telling her, "Be careful." And she's pissing off the chief of police because she keeps calling him out about the crime wave, and they just dismiss this whole Japanese legend of these.
I want to know, when do reporters have to answer to the chief of police?
Right.
It's all politics, man. It's all politics. I like how her windows are all busted up, and she lives in some shitty apartment. And then, of course,
a lot of square footage, man.
you know what I'm saying? Especially for New York,
massive apartment.
even in 1990 New York, that's a lot of money right there.
Huge.
She lives above her dad's antique shop.
Oh, the antique shop. That's right. Yeah. and then the dad and the son. So this is the son. And I like how the son just ignores the dad and he steals April's $20 out of her wallet.
Oh, he's got my son.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does all day. This is another scene where my brain was trying to find the real life counterparts for the cartoon characters. I'm like, where the hell is Burns, her boss?
Yeah.
Where's Irma? Where's Vernon? Where's all these characters that I know and love? I'm like, I haven't seen any of them. Who are all these people?
Who are you people?
Who's this guy?
Yeah, I like when the chief gives his explanation about the crime, how they're going to drop the crime. Maybe she goes, "Yeah, could you say that in English?"
Hey, look at that guy was flipping us off in the last frame.
Oh, was he? Was he? The hell with you, MMM people?
It looks like Michael Bay is flipping us off.
Kind of does.
35 years later, still finding Easter eggs in this.
I'm going to ruin this franchise 30 years from now.
I'm going to ruin Transformers and Ninja Turtles. There you go. It must be hot in this. Every scene, this guy's sweating. But then he's a portly fellow.
He's a sweaty guy.
That's true.
He's got the meat sweats.
And I like how the Ninja Turtles know who April O'Neil is, right? Because they watch her newscast.
They do now.
Yeah. They're Shredder.
You know he's a villain because he's got a wall of monitors. With the same
true.
So he can watch everything all at once.
Batman.
Yeah.
You're supposed to run the wires behind the TV, not in front of them, too.
Wait, what Carnival is this?
Wait, is this the movie? The movie Carnival? Oh, is that a show or a movie, Zach?
I think they're referring to this. I think he's referring to the
chick
show.
who played April O'Neil shows her boobages.
Get out.
Okay. Well, we'll be checking that out.
Show. Huh.
Didn't follow too many of these actors once they were, kind of out of the Ninja Turtles.
Zax, don't you know we have Christians on the panel? God damn it. Oh, sorry.
Christians like titties too, just behind closed doors.
Exactly.
That's true. It's natural, right?
Some nice Christian titties. Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So Shredder, yeah, and then
wait, hold on. Sasquatch, you got to say that the Chief's best line of the movie. Are you trying to tell me how to do my job?
My job.
God, he delivers that with such force.
Oh, it's an HBO series. Yeah,
chewing scenery. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he was. So Raphael lost his. Was it Psy?
Psy.
So yeah, he. Wait, what is AJ? They're like no others. These teenage brothers. Oh,
he's singing the lyrics from the 2003 theme song,
That
cartoon theme song. That's the one he loves.
You mean
I love
the
being
bad
a turtle.
one?
Jesus Christ.
You mean the one that was trash, AJ? What is it with you?
No, that was a good one. That was actually good.
Wait, which one? I'm thinking of the other ones. Okay,
Think of the Michael Bay ones. No wonder he was flipping.
My bad, AJ. My bad. Oh yeah, this is where she gets yelled at by the chief. This fucking guy, man.
But wasn't that the trope?
Oh, sorry, I went
ahead.
ahead. I didn't realize.
Sorry, Ego. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say, wasn't that always the trope, like in the '90s movies or late '80s?
Everybody yelled.
The loud chief. The loud.
Remember Last Action Hero? That was the whole joke.
That's exactly what I'm referencing. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
I got you. I'm with you.
All right.
This is it. Are you trying to tell me how to do my job? This guy's sweating again.
Oh God!
Every time Canoli goes forward, it's like he's enhancing and zooming in on this guy.
This guy looks like he could be like Joe Pesci's less talented brother Jeb.
Oh,
bro, I was thinking like fat Tony Shalhoub.
There you go. I like that.
I still want to call him Jeb though.
Am I here to amuse you? Okay. And then what do we got here? Is this who's? Oh, this is Raphael watching her. He's kind of stalking her. It's kind of he's simping.
Kind of was. He really was.
He likes her.
No, he looks like a thinner Vito from The Sopranos.
Oh yes, that is a great. Great comparison. Great comparison. Now when I watch, this is where. Okay, so she goes into the subway alone again after she just got mugged, and then she. The Foot Clan comes out. I like how there's nobody down there.
When have you ever seen a New York subway?
I was like, are there ever
in the middle of the day
in New York?
Hey, theme park. Thanks for dropping in, buddy.
Nice Sony again with Sony.
Sony.
Yeah, see.
Tony.
She meant T-gay.
Okay,
for Tony payments.
Hold on. For the younger ones in the audience, let me explain this. It used to be you'd get a piece of junk mail from Sony. It says, hey, how would you like 13 albums for like 5 cents? And you sign up for it and you get the 13 albums. And then later on, they bill you for more, and you kind of have to keep buying in order to. So a lot of people would get 13 albums and then never make another payment again, and so a lot of people kind of got into small bits of debt because of Sony's little album club.
Their catalogs, yeah.
Yeah, Sony's catalogs.
So that she has these ninjas in front of her, and she decides, I'm going to swing my purse at them. That'll get them. But
yeah, it's kind of it's honestly it's one really stupid plan by the Foot Clan, because they're supposed to be silencing her, and I'm like, okay, well, you wouldn't show yourself to a reporter who just thinks you're all real.
In the middle of the day.
You wouldn't want to confirm that, but then she counters that with a more retarded plan where she starts swinging her purse at 5 or 6 guys.
I'm not gonna lie though, that whole I have a message and slap the shit out of her, that was hilarious. I was hilarious. Like, damn, I hadn't seen that before.
That's how you keep it on quiet.
That's. Y'all try. Y'all just let me know how it turns out. I'll check the news.
You think I'm gonna try the real sassy? No,
bro, that's why I say I'll check the news, because somebody died.
The real Foot Clan was the misogyny we met along the way.
And Tarantino tried to join it.
Ooh, good one.
He likes his feet.
Yeah, so Raphael saves O'Neill. He picks her up, carries her down into the train station. They go back into these back little areas into the train station to get to their little hideout here. And this is what happens here again? Oh yeah, so he brings her home, and they're like, "Why did you bring her here?" He's like, "I don't know. What do you want me to do?" Something like that.
I wanted to redecorate.
Yeah.
A couple new throw pillows, a TV news reporter. What do you think?
And then Splinter's like, "What are you doing?" That's a bad Splinter act. That's a bad Splinter. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then I like how she wakes up, and then now imagine that's exactly how we'd all probably react if we see a giant rat with a bunch of talking turtles. What do you think?
Oh,
I've heard this is about the average size of a rat in New York, anyways.
Actually, you know what? You're not wrong. You're actually not wrong.
Especially you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. So she thinks she's dead. I'm like, if you're dead and you see rats and turtles in a sewer, you had a fucked up life, lady.
Yeah, you're either on your way to hell or you're already there.
You're a purgatory.
Who were you praying to through your life that this is your afterlife?
I don't know. They were definitely Asian.
Oh, this guy.
Ouch. Why don't I ever dream of Harrison Ford? You can say that's so 90s, right? Because Harrison Ford was popular in the 90s. Oh God. Yeah. So this is where he gives the background. Now, if you're looking at this as a kid, it's great. If you're looking at this now as an adult, it's kind of goofy, but it is fun. It's just a cute little intro as to how they became turtles, talking turtles, I should say.
Can I just tell you that loads of kids bought turtles as a result of this sequence?
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, in the UK, and they had to ban the sale of them because kids started flushing them down the toilet, hoping they were going to turn into Mutant Ninja Turtles. I shit you not, this really happened.
What is up with you British kids?
It's Britain, man.
What is it with the Brits and imitating everything they say on a movie?
Ask Little Platoon. He eats beans on toast all the time, so I don't know what the hell they're doing out there, man. I don't know.
Is that part of the metric system?
That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem.
I have no idea.
The metric system. I love you, Lance, but God, man, the metric system's screwing up everything, man.
Dude, I'm not responsible for the metric system, and I'm half Danish, not English.
Oh, okay. So he's half normal.
Yeah.
I love you, Lance. I love you, buddy.
Yeah, I love you too.
Thank you. Yeah, so they give the background. They tell you how they became, and I like in the second movie how they went a little more into that whole backstory. But this is great. So they come out of the sewer, and they go up into her apartment, and of course she's like, "Oh, I have a frozen pizza," and everybody's like, "Huh?
Let's go for it!
Let's go!"
You guys eat pizza? Doesn't everybody?
What do you put on your pizza? What do you say?
Flies,
stink bugs.
Joke.
I mean, I won't lie. This scene, April's a bit cringy here. Her fake laugh is not good.
Oh, it's awful.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Michelangelo's impressions are kind of cringe too. I watched this not that long ago with my kids, and it's like, do I explain to them who Cagney and Rocky are? I mean,
oh, Rocky. I think at least Rocky's a name. But yeah, sure. Cagney's a little tougher because it's really, yeah. Oh yeah, this is where she goes. Well, that must be Splinter's favorite about Michelangelo. And they're like, what? Huh?
It was a joke.
Will I ever see you again? You get to keep your pizza stocked.
I was just when I watched the scene, I was like, I remember when Parmesan cheese came in a Pringles can.
Remember that?
Parmesan.
Yeah, this was a good scene here where the Splinter's taken away by the Foot Clan because they followed Raphael back with April, and Raphael gets pissed here, man. He is like, nope.
Oh,
He
yeah.
screams out loud.
Well, yeah, I think he realizes that he's the one who got followed.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes, he did. I like how this guy's like, what the fuck?
The pizza grate's talking.
Yeah, and they like how they all. Hey, what's up, JT?
This is how urban legends get born.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh yeah, this is where the police chief finds Danny's. Danny's mug. He got arrested, by the way. We forgot to say that while April was getting yelled at by the chief, Danny was getting arrested.
And he uses this kind of to leverage her boss into getting her into trouble.
Look at that little face of satisfaction. I was like, I got that bitch now.
Gotcha, bitch.
That's see you next Tuesday. I got her. And there's the famous sunset over Central Park in Midtown Manhattan shot. Every freaking movie, man, they got to have that shot. Well, it's funny because it looks pretty from a distance, doesn't it?
It does.
And then you get down on the street and everything smells like car exhaust.
It's a different world. Yeah. So she wakes up to the turtles in the apartment, of course, and her boss comes back. Look at this guy. He's all fucked up. He's disheveled. He's got yelled at by the chief all night.
Man, life has not been kind to the nostalgia critic. Go back, look at him. And tell me he doesn't look like the nostalgia critic. One more. Tell me he doesn't look like the nostalgia critic on Hard Times.
He kind of does.
April, would it be okay if I can remember it so you don't have to for like $5?
I'm just glad I have a job where my boss doesn't show up randomly with their shitty kid.
Out of nowhere.
Hey,
Like,
can
he
you
can't
write some
call.
good jokes for me?
Yeah, call.
Jesus, dude.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't see White Bear was hanging in the background. What? White Bear.
Yo.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, bud.
Do you need a raft to get around your house, buddy? Thanks for joining, man. You didn't have to.
Oh, nah. I've been, like digging through everything in that basement, trying to get everything cleaned up. It's like with the Teenage Ninja Turtles in the sewers down there. So,
But dude, I see you found your favorite shirt, so it's all good.
yes, this is I'm an anime character. I only wear one shirt.
What's up, Tim? Tim likes turtles. I like turtles.
I like turtles.
This is where Danny thinks he sees one of the turtles. Who they're ninjas, but they're hiding under tables right next to them. Whatever. They got it. They did a better job. They did a better job hiding in the bathroom.
And improvise pretty quickly.
Look at this house. Like, I don't know. I think I would think as a news reporter, you do a little better. I understand, Gord. You were saying she lives above her dad's place. So I guess that's why.
Well, if you look at where that news station is located, it looks like it's
That's
not
true.
like a high budget one.
She worked at a UPN station.
Yeah,
Did you know that Sam Rockwell is in this movie?
it's like the CW of news.
Hang on, if you remember, and astute viewers will remember, she worked in the cartoon. She worked for Channel 9. In this, she's working for Channel 3. So obviously, she's got to work up to Channel 9. She's lower in the rung of news reporting.
Gotta figure what she did.
Square root of Channel 9.
Vex says she says a white man at the bottom. Yeah, Vigo's on top, so Ego feels superior.
Guys, Sam Rockwell is in this film. Sam Rockwell.
Oh yeah,
he is.
very briefly. Yeah,
he plays a thug along with Scott Wolf and Skeet Ulrich in the same scene. So if we see that scene, let's have a look.
That was way earlier. That was way earlier.
Was it? Have we missed it already?
When he's
no. I think it's escorting the scene, isn't it?
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's
I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
Right
Now, this is typical 90 Ego. Do you feel represented in this movie because of these scenes?
Fuck no. These kids aren't wearing church loafers and slacks.
It's the hairstyle. It's the hairstyle not acceptable.
What about the lack of father?
Wow. Well, considering the fact that all of them have daddy issues.
They're also not wearing like an inexplicable cowboy shirt with Looney Tunes characters on it.
Right. But look at this later. They have.
There he is. My bad.
There's Sam Rockwell.
There's
they have. Hey, Sharpie.
Is that Sam Rockwell?
Yeah, right there in the.
That's him.
Look at
I
him.
don't know who this. I don't know. Look at this guy. Look at this guy's face. This blonde guy with the black suit.
Well,
jacket.
one of them is Skeet Ulrich, and the other one is Scott Wolf. Both big actors now.
Wow. Yeah. This is cool. Well, what do we think about this layer, though? I mean, this would entice teenagers to come in, right?
Yeah, I think this is very much a get them young kind of gang. It's just pretty dark, actually, when you think about it, because they're basically
Talking about
just
the
like,
sound
oh,
of
we'll let them
freedom of
have
this
fun.
movie.
Then we'll
I mean,
We'll
a place
go
where
there.
I can, skateboard and arcade, and then learn how to fight, kick people's ass. Hell yeah, sign me up.
One of the kids was playing the Narc arcade, and I was like,
Yeah, I
oh,
saw
that takes
that,
me
yeah.
back. That takes me back.
I was waiting for them to use mutagen on them and turn them into donkeys.
I get that reference.
Cannoli and Left Eye can cosplay as Bebop and Rocksteady. Why would Ego be one of those characters? Which one are you going to be, Ego? He's saying he should.
Rocksteady.
I'm okay.
What? You gotta be Bebop.
I could see Left Eye saying, "I'm a little piggy."
I'm doing the Burt Reynolds stream on Wednesday, so.
You notice, look, we've got another ginger that he's trying. It's like gingers must have fathers that just don't want them.
Wait, hold on. Look at the dude.
Hey, Ego, can you elaborate?
Ego, look at the guy just to the left over his shoulder, the black guy. Look at it. Looks like AJ a little bit. In the background.
The look on his face, he's going, "Damn!"
What's funny about
it's
this
like
guy
AJ
here?
a little bit. AJ,
knock the fuck out.
They got none of the black people that joined this
Shredder's,
gang.
Shredder's right hand man here. He's being voiced by someone else.
Yeah, I was about to say that fun little fact about this. The actor, they felt if you listen to him in interviews, his voice is so effeminate. He would not be threatening in the slightest. So they dubbed over his voice, and he was so pissed about it. He's never done anything Turtles related ever again. Like, he refuses to sign over his likeness for anything Turtles related to Tatsu. So they just recast him in season 2.
Well, but I mean, he did the sequel to this, didn't he?
Yeah, he was in the second one.
Yeah.
Was he? I thought they recast a different actor.
No,
it was
it's
him.
the same guy.
It was him.
It's the same guy. Yep.
I do kind of want to hear his effeminate voice, though. Never lower your eyes to an enemy. I'd love to hear that.
Turtles, y'all.
Master Shredder
Get those dirty turtles. I gotta say, this was a pretty cool intro for Shredder, though.
Oh, it was awesome.
The music with the overhead shot and the shadows, pretty intimidating.
Cool garbage bag on his back, yeah.
Aluminum foil for
he definitely looks like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah,
Dude, really does.
He did Mortal Kombat better than they did Mortal Kombat.
Now, John, how do they do with Shredder compared to the comic and the cartoon? What do you?
This Shredder was much more menacing. The cartoon Shredder, as iconic as he is, was a lot of people forget this. 80s villains were iconic, but the 90s villains were better and could actually win. People forget that a lot of the 80s villains ended their episodes with, "I'll get you next time, you motherfuckers," and they run away. Megatron ended almost every episode with Decepticons retreat. In the Turtles cartoon, almost every time they encountered Shredder, they would get into a drill pod and they would drill down and get away, and they couldn't follow him. It's like,
hey, wasn't that the cape that Tina Turner wore in Beyond Thunderdome?
You know what?
Who run Thunderdome?
You actually might be right.
Who wore it better?
My bad.
He's got to take his cape off because of his. Yeah. Like, this is so far. And this is where he gives his speech, right? This city is Oz.
This
what's
is
funny?
Your family. It's the best delivery of the line. I am your father.
To the
since
trailer.
Empire.
I am your father.
Listen to the trailer, like the original trailer. Look, when I played it in the beginning, their voice they made their voices deeper in the they like if they. I read this, and it's part of the. Well, I think it's part of the trivia. When they did the trailer, even Michelangelo at the end of that small clip, his voice was different, and then they changed.
I noticed that.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Like even Shredder, if you listen to it, or if you go back and listen to the beginning of the show, it's or just watch the original trailer. His voice is completely different. It's not as deep and menacing. I don't know why they did that.
But a lot of time in trailers, though, it's not like the final product, and they haven't,
Listen, I don't invite you in to tell me how to run my show, R2.
Okay?
Fine. Just kidding. You're right. No, you're right. You're right. They do that much. Hey, love it. Thank you. This is
90s grooming right here,
dude. It is.
What?
It kind of really is.
A little bit. Enticing kids to use drugs was like the worst thing you could do back then.
You are here because
Yeah, but
the outside world rejects you.
I said no. I just said no, and I'm
Jacob,
probably one of
what's
the
up?
only person in my friends group who actually did just say no.
I did too. I watched the
I did too.
PSAs.
I
Oh,
did
I
that-
too.
remember watching that.
Did you guys see the Just Say No song that a load of our actors did from the UK, and they toured it around America, and while they were touring it around America, they all got off their face on drugs.
Nope.
No,
remember
we
that.
didn't do
Okay.
that hard.
That's the kids from the TV show Grange Hill. True story. Look it up.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh yeah, so basically he tells his people to go out, look for these freaking turtles. I have the rat, but look for the turtles. And then of course Danny here's like, oh, I know where they are. Raises his
Snitch.
hand.
he snitched for clout.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelangelo
He did. He actually did.
simping over April O'Neil, which I really can't blame him.
Nope.
She's a cutie. She is a cutie.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't miss the '80s hair.
No, I mean, well,
Hey,
yeah.
'80s hair now looks a little tacky. Back then, it was all the rage.
Right.
How many
Wasn't
cans of hairspray do you think are there?
Look at all of them just sitting.
All
there.
the cans.
I'm gonna go. Raphael's like, I'm gonna go fap in the back bedroom.
Well, yeah, she gives him a little shout out here, and it's actually pretty funny because they're like, "Oh, I think he's turning red."
I think he's actually blushing.
That look right there is like, I'm gonna give you some turtle wax later, buddy.
What a euphemism.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and then this is so she calls out the chief on live TV again. The chief Cuffler. I thought we had a deal to the studio.
Son of a
guy.
bitch.
This guy's just always yelling. It's great.
I'm gonna call my cousin Tony.
Michelangelo sweating through his turtle glands. Look at him.
There
Greasy
were
turtle.
times the turtles looked unusually moist, but yeah, they are.
I mean, you got
supposed to be
April
turtles,
O'Neil
though.
like giving you a shout out. It's you get it.
Where did White Bear go? Did he get flooded out of the stream?
He said
He's
logging out.
gonna come back in and run
Oh.
the chat, mate. He had to log
okay,
out and
right.
log back in.
Let me know when you want to come back in, White Bear. Yeah. So they're basically Raphael's getting pissed off because he, wants to go find Splinter, and then he's fighting with Leonardo, and there's a little bit of a pushing match going on here, and a lot of teenage turtle ego.
Great, it's a great character dynamic between them. That Raph obviously wants to do something. Leonardo recognizes that they don't have a lot of cards they can play at the moment, and like that exchange is great characterization to me, especially as a longtime writers. They're like, "That's the plan from a great leader." I didn't say I was a leader. It's like they're kind of lost without the wisdom and maturity of Splinter. And
yeah,
this is the start of me learning how really good character dynamics work. Something I use in my own writing.
Yeah, you won't learn any of that from watching anything today.
No, today they would just have them go, do something about it without any actual knowledge because they're like, oh no, they know because they're the protagonists
and they're female and they know how to do everything.
Well, in the modern
yes,
Turtle comics,
absolutely.
all they did was create a literal deviant art self-insert who's better than all of them, a lesbianic turtle with titties who wields every weapon and better than them. And, the comic revolves around her.
I have to ask, how big
and
the
she
turtle
trained
titties?
Splinter.
I don't know, some female
probably
turtle. I don't know.
Just,
Yeah, look at it's a good shot. I like this shot where they show him on the roof. And of course, Casey Jones conveniently just lives nearby and sees everything because
He lives a decent distance away. It's more convenient that he actually saw him in the first place, and just like
That's
he's
very
looking like I'm pretty sure that's him, and I'm like,
I like how they use
see
these
him?
wide shots here.
But he does
Yeah,
use binoculars, so I guess that's okay.
That's true.
That's my ninja, right?
I like
there.
how he's still chilling out after
Exactly.
that one night of crime fighting. He's like, yeah,
I know.
I got it. City's safe, man.
We got this, man.
I can relax for a little bit, chill out.
The guy who edited this movie went on to edit most of Tarantino's films, if I remember rightly.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
are we talking like after Sally Menke passed away? Because wasn't she the editor?
Let me double check on that, but I'm sure I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
But maybe he was in a different role. He was one of Tarantino's early collaborators, and he worked on this.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, that's the role-playing game. Have a look.
Yeah. So April wants to give them a tour of the store. They don't know where Raphael is, and then obviously.
Sorry, yeah, the editor on this was Sally Menke. That's right.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, Tim read it earlier. I should have checked the name, but yeah. So
I like this part here. He's like, I mean, come on. How do you guys expect to beat
me? Good answer. Good answer. Yeah.
Good answer.
Which I kind of liked because it's like he's fighting other teenagers too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, it kind of works. It works. Teenagers fight.
One guy
teenagers.
was taking them on too, but there was just too many of them. So I don't. AJ, what are you talking about? I don't see why Batman's so stressed.
Can you imagine one of the foot soldier kids now? He was like talking to his kids like, yeah, when I was a teenager, I went up to and I beat the shit out of this turtle on top of a roof while I was wearing with my other buddies. We dressed as ninjas. we had a guy that led us. And gotta imagine his kids just staring up blank at him like, Dad, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, no, his kid probably like, how are they not middle aged by now? The turtles. How are they still teenagers?
I like this part here where they drop Raphael right through the top.
That was brutal.
As a kid, that was rough. Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't get this in the cartoon. Like
no.
They're never felt to be like that. They were in like James Bond contraptions, conveniently easy to get out of at the last second. But you never saw any of the turtles get their asses whooped and feel like they were actually in danger.
Yeah, it really looks like there's a stick like shoved between his shell and his back. You're like, oh.
I always notice that every time I watch it. I can't not notice it.
I like this part here where the ninja comes in with the nunchucks and he's like, fellow chucker.
Yeah, that'd be the scene that was cut from the UK version.
Of course. Oh, because Did
the UK just try to convince you all they beat them all by hand?
No, they CGI'd walkie-talkies into the scene.
No kidding.
No, they didn't. You didn't get that joke?
Oh, God. Sorry.
ET. CGI walkie-talkies. Because I don't want my kids to see violence. Stephen, you directed Saving Private Ryan, dude. But anyway, yeah, okay.
That is very true.
The nunchuck off was the coolest thing back then. Like when he spun him on his finger, it was like, fucking gotcha. You ain't got nothing.
Yeah, that was great. And the guy's just like, what? This guy, it was great.
How the hell? Like, this is one of my favorite scenes. Don't knock them all out. Slap, slap, punch.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
Just some of them.
Some of them, yeah. I like how they put his head in the water. The turtle. It's like, that's not going to work, guy.
When he spits the water out, me and my kids laugh so hard at that.
The sound effect that they throw in right at that moment too.
Bring in the weapons and just start attacking the floor. Yeah, and I like how he's like, you guys might not want to have all your buddies jump in right now because
it's like structurally speaking, this might not be the best time. He's like, these are really good lines.
Oh God, yeah, the banter was hilarious. I love how the Foot's not even talking to each other. Like, guys, get it together. No one's trying to rally or anything. There's no communication on their effort.
You realize that in the lore of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that in sometime in 1990 there was a headline 3 separate times in like a week where it said a white lady was attacked by the Klan.
Yeah.
Wow. What?
Wow. I never know.
How rare is that?
I wouldn't fly. I like this part. Who is that? Wayne Gretzky on steroids?
Okay. Hey, fun little fact up for me personally. I didn't watch sports. I didn't know. I knew who Wayne Gretzky was. I knew Wayne Gretzky played hockey, right? But I didn't watch sports. When he said on steroids, I thought that was a name for the longest time. I don't know why. I was like 11, 12. Wow. And I didn't actually watch a lot of movies. Wow. I didn't even know what steroids were, so I thought that was somebody's name.
So did you not watch like the show that had like Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, and Wayne Gretzky?
No,
I did see that, and that was the only reason.
Y'all remember that?
I do. Superstars.
Yeah.
And I remember that's the only reason I even knew Wayne Gretzky's name was that cartoon.
Not gonna lie, same.
Okay.
But just one of my little moments of stupidity that happens throughout my entire life.
John, we forgive you for who you are.
Closed caption would have saved a lot of us stuff that we didn't even know if we could read.
Dude, seriously, right?
Seriously.
Yeah, I like this part. This part was great. And they just obviously set
I didn't even know what movie trilogies were.
No,
I definitely didn't know what a trilogy was.
Yeah, so they find the trapdoor in the basement and they get out, and of course, this is where the message comes through from her boss saying she was fired, and Casey Jones hears it and comes into a
this comes as a blow.
Pow!
Ninja vanish.
Ninja vanish.
And then they get out, of course, and she sees her whole life burning down.
And then the kick-ass music.
Yeah, and Danny sees this too. This is part of what.
Yeah.
This is one of two things that starts to spur his turnaround. Because he realizes he's responsible for that.
I thought it was April that one he wanted to spur.
Well,
and the way that they did the sirens.
Doesn't everybody?
Sorry, Whitey, what were you saying?
No. Just the way that they did the full audio for that whole scene of Danny escaping and Danny looking back. The reflection on the window and stuff like that. But the sounds that the sirens made and everything and how they faded those out, totally just got me when I was a kid. Or still.
100%. The score in this movie is fantastic. Everything hits the right note at the right time.
There's so much care that they actually put into this. That's what
really
me watching it.
Yeah, they actually did that back in those days.
We used to get authenticity back in the day.
They gave whoever made this had a labor of love feel to it. I really appreciated that.
Yeah,
I mean, think about like what is it just went by recently? Secret Invasion that had a budget of $212 million and nobody gave a shit. Here is this little budget indie movie made by people who gave a shit.
They cared.
And it helped keep this franchise going for over 30 years.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Can I say something about that budget? Do you remember that scene in Independence Day where Jeff Goldblum's dad says, "What do you think they spend the money on? $50,000 on a toilet seat, $75,000 on a hammer." Don't think they really spend it on that. I feel like the budget for that, there would have been items like that in the like producer's condo and things like that.
You know what? You wouldn't be wrong.
Completely agree.
I didn't like with it. Then Splinter got bitch slapped here by Shredder. That was kind of messed up, man.
Shit.
And his treatment looks brutal.
Yeah, really.
It does. It does.
Look at this guy. That's not my real voice. I sound like sissy.
And Shredder gives him the
That's what Shredder's saying here.
Nah,
you
he's
sound
about to
like
have
a
his little
woman.
bitch fit. I can't. I can't believe I just got onto.
I hate this. For your failure,
ridiculous.
And for your failure, you will be voiced by a white man.
Then he goes and fights.
I am shamed.
Oh no, Shredder's mad at me.
Take this.
This is actually a really good moment in the movie, though, because they give you this little reminder that these are kids that he's got working for him.
Yes.
This guy just beat the living crap out of one of them.
Yes.
I always wondered if that character died or if he just
I think they
knocked
just
him
kicked
out.
the shit out of him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he killed him.
I was kind of now I picture him sounding like Mickey Mouse. That's what I see because it's high. I could hey. Shredder,
never lower your eyes to an enemy.
Why are you Shredder yelling at me? Oh.
Ninja vanish.
Let's rob more black women. Poor Splinter. And he's always giving wisdom, even when he's like dying and chained up. He's just giving these
real Jesus Christ. That one.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Could the Ninja Turtles be actually called something of a splinter cell? Cringe.
All right.
Somebody eject Gord, please.
Just calm down, Michael Cera.
Damn, man.
Oh god, yeah. So they go to April O'Neil's family farm, where they hide out for a while. Yeah, this part was fun.
She looks good in shorts.
Upper.
She does.
She looks really good in shorts.
She does. Yeah. She's like, I have to call the studio and let them know what's going on. And he's like, well, you just saved yourself an 8-mile round tripper. Yeah, you were fired. She's like, well, what did you take classes in insensitivity?
I mean, the way he breaks it to her, it's pretty awful.
It's pretty.
I just say, you just saved yourself a trip. You got fired. It's like, oh wow.
I think we know why Casey is single up to this point in his life.
Looks like he hasn't showered in 3 years too.
Yeah, every place she lives has broken windows.
Yeah. So she does like this dialogue where she's talking about being back and she's drawing pictures of the turtles, and it's this voiceover thing. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yo, how much money is April worth, y'all? Like she's sitting near neighbor is it for 4 miles? Like, you know what kind of acreage that is that she's sitting on?
Oh, it's her family.
Yeah, her dad owned the antique store that she was living in. Now, granted, she said it was losing money, so that's probably why everything's in disrepair. But it sounds like she came from a little bit at least. So
she had some, but like not a lot because they couldn't keep it up, obviously. So
okay.
A turtle in his natural habitat, a forward.
I also like that they're playing kind of an alphabetic insult game here.
What is it? Are we being taken over by Sasquatches? Look at this Caucasian Sasquatch. Don't be insulted, Ego. He doesn't mean it.
You've got a minion.
We're spreading like wildfire. Okay. Yeah. So they're it's just a cool little montage here. Like they're just.
I'm ready, hose brain. Yeah, those insults are hilarious too. He calls them owl flips.
Owl flips.
It's hilarious.
Flips. Chrome dome.
And I like this part here where they show it. I can't play it, but like how they transition from her picture.
That was
cool. Right? That was really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Leo and Ralph always fighting, but he's the one sitting there watching.
He's the one watching him in the bath, which would be creepy in other.
That's a little creepy in other.
In other things.
Yeah, but that can't be comfortable. And look, he's face down too. Like
yeah,
he's a turtle though. A turtle.
Yeah, he's a turtle. It's okay.
He'll be.
I'm sure there's
in the water. It's IV.
Yeah, I'm your man. I'm missing his bulge is sticking. His bulge just right in your face. Yeah, I'm watching this on a 65-inch TV in high definition. I'm like, wow. Thank you,
I'll be honest. I didn't notice that until you just pointed out. So thank you.
I'm not going to be able to see anything but that.
Thank you. Casey Jones always carries the stick.
Finale on that size TV, could you work out the width to girth ratio?
You know what? If I had a 75-inch TV, I probably could.
I have Finale beat. I watched it. I got to see it on an 82-inch TV. So.
Oh.
Okay, are we getting into some kind of my TV's bigger than your TV situation here?
Yeah, but
all right, we're in John Campea territory here.
I just want to point out the closed caption down there. Ain't nobody calling nobody toots.
Toots.
No one says that anymore.
They don't. I don't think they were saying it in 1990 either. I think it had
not hardly
gone out
a
good 10 years before.
Yeah, you're right, AJ. They could hold they're mutants.
This is one of those actors who looks old no matter what age they are. He's kind of like he's got that Patrick Stewart syndrome thing going on.
But he plays it. But he plays the part really well. It doesn't.
Very.
Yeah.
What's the guy got to do to get some food around here?
Why the fuck I wake up in a bathtub?
I like this. All right, Leo, calm down. And they have their little moment of hugging it. So
no homo, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Wow, Leo.
Leo, why are you touching me there, Leo?
What are you doing,
Leo, where's your other hand?
It's only gay if the shells touch.
Oh, it was a nice touching moment. God damn it! This is a Kodak moment.
It was definitely
wait, go back. You missed the iconic moment where Donnie laughs and his mouth goes so wide you can see the fucking eyes of the guy in the suit at the back of his throat. Like what the fuck?
No, it's Turtle Cannon. He ate a person right before he.
That's what happened. But yeah, you can see there's a few times in the movie where you could do. Yeah, that's one of the biggest. Yeah,
his name was Jonah. Donatello threw him up 3 days later. It was okay.
Yeah, so they're doing their training, and then Michelangelo's doing some weird shit on the roof. Splinter!
Yeah, that was weird.
Splinter! And then they go back here, and then is this where? Yeah, this is where him and Mickey Mouse here are hatching a plan. Oh, we'll get them. Don't worry.
I'll kill the red.
Is that him talking about the Jonas Brothers, or what?
I like how Casey Jones is using Leonardo's knife sword to cut carrots. Like what the hell? I look how dirty
with a decent amount of efficacy too.
You know, now that I think about, like, there's absolutely no purpose to this particular scene right here.
No,
sure there is.
It only shows a little bit of.
That's for the adults that took their kids to the movie.
He gives her quite.
I'm feeling a purpose to that scene right now.
Yeah, he gives her quite the Me Too massage there.
Yeah,
he did. It kind of just sat her down. Didn't ask her.
He got kind of deep on that massage. I was like,
how the moment I saw that scene is the moment I knew. Yeah, not gay.
You were a man.
I mean, I seriously
talk about turtle power, huh?
Oh, April is my favorite month.
Hard shell.
And then I like how he's like turtle wax. Euphemism? Maybe not. I don't.
Perhaps.
Yeah, and then this is where they're meditating, and they could speak to each other through meditation. Beautiful. They play Trivial Pursuit in the bathroom. I love
What
this.
Russian novel involving more than 500 characters was set during the Napoleonic War? And every kid knows the answer to that now.
War and Peace. They were cultured turtles. Damn.
They were smart, man. Yeah, so this is where they say like they don't believe that they can see Splinter through meditation, but they do it anyway. And then it was a nice little moment. How Splinter comes through the fire. Which
Splinter's Force Ghost.
The Force.
We have an enemy, Luke Skywalker.
Your father. Yeah, this is cute. And then you were talking about how Michelangelo's crying. Come on, it's beautiful.
That was pretty cool.
Hey, what's up, Tom? Oh yeah, I remember
they missed their
taking my
father.
younger brother. Yeah, see, this movie. You're right. Tom's an older gentleman. Met him in Vegas. Awesome dude. Friend of Roman. Yeah, like everybody had. Like my dad. I was telling him I was doing this movie. He's like, I remember when we went to see this back in 1990. You know, you were only 11 years old. I was like, don't remind me how old I am. But yes, like this special place in people's hearts. We went. So I had this movie, Batman '89, and this movie back to back.
Like this was probably one of the first 5 to 10 movies I ever went and saw in a theater because I started going to movies in '88.
100%, and it's just the good memories. And my dad to this day will not let me. He always gives me shit because he's like, oh yeah, I remember when you came home and you were like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. I was like, I was 11. He goes, no, you said it. I don't care about
that. The crown at one point or another.
I was like, come on, but
Razorfist insists that this is an 80s movie, even though it came out in 1990, because it technically was made in the 80s.
It's fair.
I'll give you that.
I was working at the cinema when this was on, so I think I got to see it about 15 times.
Wow.
Lucky bastard.
Great.
Get a little bit of Casey's backstory in that previous one.
I like this.
He was a former hockey player.
Moment. Yeah, it's a nice little moment here. I like this. There's a little bit of they're finally not fighting with each other. Like she's talking to him about his life. Yeah, you're right. And there's a nice little I used to be a hockey player. It didn't work out. I got injured. Now I don't take showers for 5 days. But we're gonna go get Mickey Mouse. We're gonna go. Yeah, they're like, it's time to go back. And of course, they go back to the.
Time to go give Disney the business.
Now I saw when I was in Universal Studios, I saw where they filmed part of this movie.
And they go back to this beautiful city.
Yeah, this beautiful.
This thing, I love that. I love when he looks up. He's like, "This ain't so bad. I thought you said this." And he looks and that look, like, you coming? Like, oh.
Whatever falling with people who have condos.
Yeah.
It's so good. Why I gotta find out why he was not in the second movie. Cannoli took a shower with Mickey Mouse. No, AJ, JT,
that's a different movie.
Yeah, that's for a different show.
Rawr.
I'll drink more alcohol for that one.
Turtle. Oh, this is Dan.
Excellent screenplay.
Yeah.
The traitor.
She's all April O'Neil in a wet shirt. Not a bad part of the movie. Nope.
Quality.
Yeah. Let me stay here with you. Yeah. So they're gonna. Oh yeah. This is about
better her than the new April.
Yes. Oh
yeah.
God, yeah.
Which was New April?
Oh, you're talking about the new April. I thought for a second you meant the number.
The one who's shaped like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I better catch you turtles in my freaking pool.
You mean Whoopi O'Neil?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, gosh.
She looked like somebody tried to make Whoopi Goldberg with the Mass Effect 1 character creator.
Oh, God.
There is a rumor there's a whale missing from SeaWorld, so I'm just saying.
Jesus.
What's funny is, so this line where he says,
yeah, go ahead.
You're claustrophobic. I had always missed what Casey said after, and I always kind of disregard it, but I had the closed caption on today and noticed that he said, I've never even looked at another man. That joke is completely fresh to me today, and I was dying when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, they made a
look at the grin on Donatello's face. He's like, gotcha.
He's like, Raphael's like, God, he's stupid.
I'm going to start calling people who do something gay claustrophobic.
I like how he's like, I'm going to go sleep in the truck. And he like pumps his face. Like, I'm going to go sleep in
As someone who's tried to sleep in trucks before, no, you're not.
Not in New York City.
That sounds awesome. And smelling like the sewer? Hell no.
Well, he already smells.
Gross.
Yeah, and I like this part here.
Do you like penicillin on your pizza? Oh, yes. Casey, I know your pain, bro. I've tried.
Yeah, look at Casey here. He's like, oh,
He shot that
seats
scene
don't
so
recline.
well, though. You know how uncomfortable he is.
Dempsey, what's up, Dempsey?
Yeah, what up,
Howdy,
Dempsey?
Dempsey.
Yeah. So they're all sleeping, and then of course he's torn between Shredder and Mickey Mouse Boy and what the right or wrong thing should be. So of course he escaped naturally.
Stockholm syndrome kicked in.
Yeah. though he's going back mostly to see Splinter.
Splinter. Yeah, he feels sorry about Splinter.
He wants more wisdom from Splinter. Oh,
in case he follows him back.
Yeah.
And they have no security apparently.
No, nobody does in this movie. Nobody does in this movie.
Walks in. I mean, granted, they know their hideout's hidden, but still, you'd think they'd want to keep outsiders out of it.
They would see that older guy who is not Asian and immediately go, "Narc!"
I don't know. Like they're thinking, like, you haven't showered in 5 days. We haven't either. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
So is it you? Is it you? Is it you or Mrs. Sassy running the chat right now, Whitey?
Miss Sassy.
All right, Sassy or Whitey, one of you two, do me a favor. Can you please, before the show ends, throw these lovely people's links into the chat so we can get their channels looked at? All of them, every one of them, and then also Zach's Tube, because I know Zach's Tube. Well, Lance is trying to get his hours up, and he's close to getting monetization hours. He's really close, so help him out. And then also Zach's Tube. Thank you, Zach's Tube.
I'm about 500 hours away, I think.
Yeah, well, I said the people I like.
I'm 107 hours away. 107 hours.
Yeah, Lance is close, so yeah, he's
monetized.
Close.
107 hours to go.
So let's get him there. Go all of them.
Where am I at?
I don't know.
But I lost a whole load of subs. I applied not subs.
Wait, you too?
Yeah, I got above 2,000 and I hit like 2,060, and then literally the next day I was down to 2,001, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's so annoying. They do it
because I thought I was crazy because I got like a boost of like 65 extra subs because of that damn that tweet I had that blew up over the weekend. It got retweeted by Oliver Jai, who's got like 40,000 followers, so it went all over Twitter, and I put my tweet underneath it, and I got 65 subs. And I was watching the count, and then I noticed the next morning I lost like 10. I was like, wait a minute, I could have swore that was 870.
How racist was the tweet?
It was pretty
not very.
So from what I
not as
understand,
much as his normal tweets anyway.
From what I understand, if people go and sub and then they don't watch a video right away,
they get unsub. They get unsub.
Is that what happens?
They're unsubbing you.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
They don't like inactive people watching you. Like if you're not watching it, they basically think you're cheating, and they're just gonna take your job away.
That's right.
They're not stupid there. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll get back to the movie. But we'll put all your stuff in there, all you guys. So we'll get you some.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Of course, dude. Of course.
Yeah. Don't forget, I've got an actor from Game of Thrones on my channel tomorrow night.
Yeah,
really.
Come on now.
I'm going to be checking that out.
Nice.
Yeah, the guy from House of Dragon who got his head chopped off. He's on my channel. He's going to be in the studio here with me.
Which one?
He's sitting next to me. Yeah. So come and check it out.
We'll shout that out at the end. We'll give you time.
Thanks, man.
Almost. Yeah. So this is where Splinter's giving the information on how he met Shredder. Now.
That's from the comic book too. That story.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say I remember him in the cartoon, though. I want to say I remember him talking about him learning karate from his master, watching him in the cage.
Right.
But they didn't do the whole like him acting like he was fighting it out, but
that makes
more sense.
They
did a little bit of that here too.
That makes more sense than the new movie, which apparently they learn it from watching kung fu movies or shit like that. Which
Mrs. Sassy, I love you to death, but the links aren't working. You might be putting them in incorrectly. So
do better.
Let a woman do a man.
You have to do better.
You're putting the ads in there, but
step up. Okay.
You just God damn it, Whitey, you want to help her out, please, for Christ's sake?
She's doing better than me. Here we go.
No. Okay, so I got. All right, anyway, yeah. Jesus.
Is it racist that his last name is Saki? Like,
it is.
Come on.
Oh,
Saki.
that does fit though, huh? Yeah. You're okay.
I
wanted you to know. They say if you don't watch the 2 to 3 minutes, they take the sub back. Oh, okay. I see. So if people aren't watching at least 2 to 3 minutes initially when you sub to the channel, they will take it. That's happened to me a bunch.
Yeah, which a lot of us in our group, we all spread our links to each other because we're all kind of in the same circles.
In the same circles, yeah.
Really, at times it will just get right rid of that sub. So really just sub to who you really want and go watch their stuff.
Yeah, fair.
Just unsub from Ego. It's okay. Just kidding, Ego. Just kidding.
Way ahead of you.
We're not all monetized yet, okay?
Hey,
we don't
listen.
have custom stickers yet, okay?
You will be. We'll get you there. Buddy. I'll help you. Don't worry.
I probably appreciate.
Oh yeah, this is where he cuts his ear off.
Yep.
Is this the part? Yeah, where he bites him and look at that scar.
He gives him Mike Tyson but with a sword.
Look at that face. I'm gonna turn you into sushi.
The reaction to this player has is like, this bitch just cut my ear off. Like,
right? This motherfucker. Yeah.
Like, what a close shave that slice had to be.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like the Japanese Mike Tyson there. Gosh.
Yeah, this is where they catch him. Or this is
Where have you been, boy?
You're hiding something. You're lying to me.
That was another thing that was good about the Shredder in this movie is he, like, every scene he was in, he commanded it. Like,
he was intimidating. Yeah.
He was
Focus, Daniel San. Concentrate. Power.
Oh yeah, that's
I love his line when he sees the thing. He goes, "Damn buck!"
Yeah,
just so over exaggerated.
It's perfect though for this movie. Oh yeah, this is where they the Foot Clan go back to their hideout, and then a little fight ensues.
Steamed fried. Raphael's line always kills me on this scene. I hope there's more to him. Oh, good.
Oh yeah, this is where Casey gets caught by a Mickey Mouse boy, right?
Yeah, this fight scene's a favorite of mine. I love it.
Yeah, look at him. Oh, there he is. We got him.
Just grunting at him.
How much time have you spent in Mickey Mouse's company to be able to do that voice?
Hey, listen, I'm talented, man. I'm talented. No, I'm really not. I'm really not. It's just luck.
He's got the X Factor.
Really?
I don't think you're listening. Oh yeah, this is funny. Casey gets his ass kicked a little bit here.
This is what I love. Casey is powerless until he comes into contact with his natural environment. Sports equipment.
I thought you meant garbage.
And what does he say? I'll never call golf a lame sport again.
Oh, that's a great line. That is such a great line. But I love this. Like he's just utterly powerless until he's like, oh, my gimmick.
Yeah, I like this.
Now I can win.
We have a loyalty to the Shred. And the guy Casey's like, family? You call this and that over there family?
That is a very good and convincing. Very sobering. Yeah.
I thought that was White Bear for like 2 seconds.
A little bit.
Wait, is that Ego in front of him?
Hey, I think on the left there, that's Skeet Ulrich.
He looks stoned. Are you sure it's not Seth Rogen?
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it is.
There ain't no
He's
way.
the only person in awe of a giant talking rat at the moment.
Guys, isn't it weird how the guy on the right actually looks like a younger version of the bad guy from Cobra Kai? That's like him as a kid. This must be a sex story.
Discount.
Yes,
Sensei. Look at the Ginger's helping people. He does have a soul after.
All right, go back one. Go back one. Go back. Look at Casey's chin. What a manly chin.
Yeah, look at that.
You don't see
that. He can open up a fucking can of beans with that chin.
That is true.
Why's the ginger head guy turned into Timothy Chalamet in that shot?
Oh God. Poor guy. Don't talk to the ginger about that. It's an insult. Yeah. Yeah, this is good.
Did Danny ever go on to do anything?
No.
No.
He's a ginger. He has no soul. He can't do anything.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm willing to bet he did better than Edward Furlong did.
Okay, yeah.
That's not true, man. He runs a very successful YouTube channel called Static. I told you this earlier.
I looked him up, and it turns out he's dead.
So it's like, what? What happened? Yeah, I like this part here where they're trying to go through all the different things they're saying during the fight scene.
Yeah, they're trying to come up with the catchphrase, and all the kids in the audience are like, "Come on, guys, get it!
Get it together, guys! Get it together!"
Hey,
the kid who played Danny is like he does. I mean, he's done a few like small directing jobs.
Yeah, I
don't think he has a single acting credit other than this though.
Directed
look at that neck right there, y'all. That's not a good shot.
Not true. He's got 2 other acting credits.
Does he?
Cost of Living, and that great film Mafia Kid that we all saw, of course.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
Where he played the significant role of Bar Mitzvah Boy. I bet that was a big line.
Wow.
Oy vey. Yeah.
So don't put him down, man.
Wait again with the Ninja Turtles.
Here's some turtle crotch for you. There you go.
Not everyone can play Bar Mitzvah Boy.
There you go. That'll get you.
Oh my God.
You got that turtle toe.
I love how short.
What the hell are we looking at here, Cannoli?
Why are we getting all these shots?
There's a lot of Casey Jones, the turtle. This
Dude,
it looks like somebody got skinned.
He calls that the Shredder too.
I like Shredder's intro though. He just jumps right.
I like the really subtle nyuk nyuk he gives right here.
Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. Nyuk, nyuk.
But they never looked for a can opener. God, I laughed so hard at that joke when I was a kid.
Okay. Now, what is his suit made out of? Is that supposed to be like some weird red chainmail? Well, I mean, what are we looking at there?
I don't know. It's awfully sparkly.
It's like a Brillo pad on meth.
Tina Turner.
Honestly, I was just glad it was color appropriate. Like it matched the cartoon's suit, right? Like it just looked like the cartoon.
He looks like I Am Samurai. Just a retarded samurai.
When exactly did we lose control here? I like this.
Oh,
this guy knows.
Bless you, Mrs. Cannoli. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Cannoli.
Yeah, they learned the hard way that Shredder's kind of a badass.
Yeah,
obviously. And Casey, I like how Casey takes the truck and knocks the ladder over. He's hilarious. Casey's hilarious.
Oops. No, wait, no, that's later. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, totally murders
this
a guy
is
with
that
no
little flippant.
regard. He's just like, whoop, murder.
Yeah, he's got this little flippant line. It's like, it's a talent. Like he should have flipped his hair when he did that.
Yeah,
it's exactly how he delivered it.
The shiniest ninja. And like Leonardo gets a little slash on Shredder's arm there, right? So
yep.
You made me bleed my own blood.
I like that.
What's
I like
with
how
the subtitles here?
It's Hada name.
Is Hada
racist,
a Spanish
man?
word?
Are they assuming how Japanese people talk? Is that what it was? Is that what it is?
Does that mean sweep the leg in Japanese?
It means it's had to be feeling claustrophobic for a minute.
Hey, Steven Ransom.
There is an African.
That is actually a really brutal line to tell them.
Yeah.
Oh, it had a name like
weapons. I like how they throw their weapons and the nunchucks just conveniently on the ladder. But hey, that's movie stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine. Splinter. I like how Splinter just shows up at it. We met years ago. Yeah, this is good. He takes his mask off. Like we didn't know already that it was him, but hey.
Right.
And then
the turtles didn't know.
Motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I like how like Shredder's all calm and collected the whole movie, and then of course when he sees Splinter, he loses his shit and then completely goes off balance and just forgets how to fight. Death comes from, like when you die. You
interrupts his ass too. He's like, I'm not even gonna let you say anything cool.
Without honor.
What did you say? That's where it gets it.
He gets crushed by a fucking
trash
car, but he just shows up in the next.
Yeah, it kind of makes his return pretty
a little weird, right?
Yeah. The second one.
Oh, look at.
But when I saw that when I was a kid, I was like, "Holy crap, dude just got crushed to fucking death!" And now everybody's like celebrating.
In the comics, he gets tossed off with the building with a grenade, and the grenade fucking kills him.
Right.
Whoa.
And I like
the original comic was brutal.
You see Raphael here hugging, and then you see Michelangelo here. He's like, "Damn, take a shower, Splinter."
There's a lot of tossing off in the role-playing game. We'll get onto that in a second.
Is that how they ended the British version with the grenade because they couldn't do nunchucks?
He got married and they all lived happily ever after.
Here, April. Here's your $20 back that I stole, and then the dad. Hey, Dad, it's Dan now. I want to punch that kid in his fucking face.
Dan.
It's Dan.
Hey,
Your name is grounded until you're 18, you little shit.
Really.
Right.
That's like you realize
I had the
Daniel
whole
sounds
city
a
looking
lot
for you.
better.
I like how the chief comes back here and he's like, "Oh, there is a Foot Clan. Cool. Look at that."
Guess I'm not going to get reelected.
And then April O'Neil gets she gets a new office. She gets a raise. She gets it all. There he is. You go. You want your
She
answer?
gets Casey a raise.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's raising all right. Yeah. And so I like how Casey
afford a shower.
I like. What does Casey say? Oh God, what does he say about his face? I look like
I've just called Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is sissy. Yeah. And she's like, "You're just gonna kiss me."
You don't need an ambulance, do you?
This is perfect New York banter and flirting right there.
Oh, 100%. But if this was today, can I get your consent?
He's like, bitch, I just got beat up by a guy that sounded like Mickey Mouse. He was all like, oh, you're nuts.
I mean, Mike Tyson doesn't actually sound that far from Mickey Mouse.
I want
more
to kiss
lispy.
I like how they're all like, go April. Go Casey. Casey's getting some tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Like how this, erratic. And I like how Splinter's like, I always liked Cowabunga.
I made it funny.
The most 1990 rap music comes on immediately. I'm like,
oh gosh,
I will not hear disparagement against Crime Time. Thank you,
dude. It's so good. There you go.
Well, the beat is
With
really
Muggins
good. I think the lyrics are terrible, but the beats are really good.
There you go.
With Muggins Mysterious.
Ninja Turtles. That was a great movie, man. I really
yeah.
So much
it holds
nostalgia
up.
with that movie.
It really does still hold up to this day. Some of the jokes might be a little dated. Your kids might not get it. Mine certainly didn't. But it's still fun and funny all the way around.
Yeah. Some of the jokes really just require you to be a little bit older, and I think that's part of the reason it holds up. Is you get older and you start to get the jokes, get the gay joke, and it's really good.
I just noticed Whitey's background.
It doesn't make me claustrophobic at all.
It made me want to rewatch the second one again, so I'm going to probably do that this weekend because
I'm down with that.
The second one was fun. It wasn't. Yeah, I mean, when you have Vanilla Ice in your movie, come on, dude.
It definitely left me lacking. It definitely lacked a little bit of oomph, and I always thought the inclusion of Vanilla Ice was a little cringe.
They commercialized the second one a lot, but it's not a bad sequel.
Hey, we made a lot of money.
They did
now we're going to try to put more money
Tokar and Razor, and they should have done fucking.
And
what the fuck?
That pissed me off so bad. I was like, you set everything up for Bebop and Rocksteady, and you bring in these two jabronis nobody knows has ever fucking heard of. Yeah. I was like, would it have been so hard to just throw in a warthog and a rhinoceros mask? I was raging by the end of that movie for a lot of reasons, and the third movie didn't help.
No, third one was bad.
He looked better than he didn't actually do anything. No, he just looked cool. But if I can hold on real quick, cut a little update I got from my wife. Looks like she might have re-injured an old break she had in her elbow. My wife, so she's telling me to come get her. So this is gonna have to be my exit just in time too. Good timing.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All of you guys as well. Thank you for having me, man. Take care,
dude.
Yeah,
I think you're back. I think you're back next week, buddy. You're back next week because we're doing
Lord of the Rings, and I am definitely going to have.
Dude, you're doing Lord of the Rings?
Nice.
Oh yeah,
we're doing the first movie in two parts. So it's.
I was going to say you're going to start that early.
I got second breakfast ready.
It's going to be a 5-hour stream. So
dude, on Sunday they're showing all three of them in a cinema in London, extended edition, starting at 11 a.m.
14 hours, yes.
And they booked it into a second screen because the first screen sold out.
Wow,
amazing!
I wish I could do that because honestly, I was not a Lord of the Rings fans before the movies, and I did not go see them in the theaters, and I regret that very much.
Yeah. I didn't see the first two in the movies. I saw the last one in the movies.
I refused to watch them until like 3 years.
Extended in the cinema are amazing.
You said you didn't watch them until 3 years ago?
I saw Two Towers in the theater.
Bro, I absolutely refused. Like again, man.
Did you like them?
No, it was just the fact that like all the Christian weirdos did like it. So it's like I'm not gonna watch this shit. So everyone's like,
talk about God King like that.
No, it's just, like, I'm not gonna lie. Certain people make certain things uncool. All right, and so like I could not watch the Lion or the Lord of the Rings, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the whole thing.
Yeah,
that whole weird 2000s era was weird. It was hard. It's like, oh my god, did you just see how he's now Gandalf the White? It's just like Jesus. He was the gray when he was young, and then he arisen and he's all white. He's just white now. I'm like, I'm not watching this shit. Stop.
Sorry, John.
I can't do
this.
Keep
it, buddy. Go check out
guys.
Channel. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, see you soon, John.
His information's in the description. Sub to his guy. He's got great stuff over there. But we'll see him back next week.
If anyone wants to catch, if I can give just a little bit of a little shill real quick, I dropped my review of Lord of the Shattered Lands today. It is by Howard Andrew Jones, a author by Bain Books. Usually I do fantasy related stuff. I am usually reviewing books a lot of the time, stuff for the Iron Age, and I got a bunch of indie comics I got to start reviewing too. Tomorrow on my live stream, The Author's Outpost, I will have Howard Andrew Jones on to talk about the book that's releasing tomorrow. The one I reviewed today releases tomorrow, Lord of the Shattered Lands, and the sequel is coming up in October called A City of Marble and Blood. It should be awesome. It was a great book. I hope to see you guys all there tomorrow, of course, 7 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Central.
John, if you do a review of my book on your channel, I'll send you a PDF for it. There you
go. Hit me up on Twitter.
1988. It's about all the films I saw in 1988, 137 of them.
Nice.
And,
Yes.
And one of those was Die Hard, in case you can't guess from the cover.
Hit me up on Twitter and we'll talk. Everybody else,
dude,
I gotta get them going.
Go ahead, buddy. Go take care of your family. Give her our best.
Yes!
All right.
Break a leg, but
are we supposed to do trivia now? Because Vex isn't here. I'm so confused.
I've got loads of trivia for you, man.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
And can we talk about the role playing game a little bit?
Of course. But I gotta play the thing first. I gotta play the thing.
So the role playing game had about 6 different books. And
I thought Lance was talking about what he does in the bedroom. I was like,
nah, man.
I was confused for like 10 minutes. I was like, bro, wrong stream. Wrong stream. Okay.
That's at least 50 books, man.
Yeah, we gotta get down to the turtle wax now.
That's just the first act.
Go Ninja, go.
That's true.
Yeah, don't
keep that domain in the shadows.
You're on a losing battle there, mate. Right, okay. So here, I'll put it in the pic if you want to put it up, Cannoli. So it came out just after the comics started taking off, but the comics didn't start selling internationally until this role-playing game was out. Because most of us that bought the role-playing game had never even heard of the comics. And there was only a couple of shops that sold the comics in London.
That looks like the cover of the first game.
That's the core rule. That's the core rule book cover, and then they brought out about like 4 mission packs, and there was a kind of a world building pack and all this. I had all the books. That goes for £85 or about $100 now, and it was $9.99 when it was released. But here's one of the interesting things that you guys are gonna chortle about, right? So when you created characters in this world, one of the things that you had to roll for was their sexual deviancy traits. I shit you not.
Wow. As a turtle?
For any of the characters.
Wow.
And this was all based on stuff that had come in the early editions of the comics, because the early comics were really dark. They were like really dark, really violent. And there was a lot of sexual stuff in them as well. And that was all in the role-playing game. And then when they did the first animation, everybody stopped playing the role-playing game because the first animation was so dumbed down for kids that it made the role-playing game uncool. So the sales of the role-playing game plummeted, and that's why the role-playing game went out of business.
Really?
Yeah, and if you don't believe me, that's all on Wikipedia.
No kidding.
So
Wow.
it must be true. Yeah.
I'm wondering what the options for that category were.
So
I'm really curious about it now.
I couldn't possibly comment, but Cannoli's familiar with most of them, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So another piece of trivia for you is the guy who did the voice of Rafaela, the most recent acting job he had was a significant role in The Dropout, which is the drama, the 8-part drama about Elizabeth, what's her name, who tried to scam everybody when she
the blood machine, right?
Yeah, that's an amazing show. If you haven't seen it, it's on Disney. I highly recommend it. It's really good. But he's got a significant role in that as one of her Patreons in the show, so you can see him acting from behind the mask.
From behind.
So the Jim Henson masks were the most complex that the Henson shop had ever made, and one of the reasons they were so complicated was when Jim Henson read the script, he just immediately thought they've got to be able to show a range of emotions. So he designed the masks specifically so that they could do that, and with as few as kind of so that it could be operated by the person in the suit rather than an operator standing behind them with wires. So that took a lot of design effort, and a significant part of the budget, $13.5 million, went on that. And everybody turned distributing the movie down until New Line, and New Line were the last choice. Boy, did everyone else regret that, because it made New Line a ton of money.
New Line's done that a couple of times. They did that with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, right.
Yes, they did. There is some other. Go ahead, buddy. Keep going if you got more.
I think that's. I'll just tell you about the UK thing. So I already mentioned
Go ahead.
there was that was like a big #1 story. This happened before the release of the film in the UK, but as a result of that, the film it got retitled. All the nunchuck scenes were cut out. Same in Germany. And like I said, the pirate copies of the American cut were going for silly amounts of money, and I did get to see it eventually. But I think the version I saw was the cut version.
I couldn't imagine watching a Turtles movie without fucking nunchucks.
Well, I mean, this was another reason why it kind of it was kind of a bit derided in the UK, because everybody knew the role-playing game, which was very dark and very violent, and this felt very soft, especially with all the violence cut out. So, yeah, and then the other story was about the turtles being flushed down the toilets, and loads of people buying turtles, and then the kids didn't realise the turtles got so massive that they couldn't keep them. And
is that true? I don't know if that's true. Maybe.
Yes, I heard that, and they were saying that the people that Daredevil fights are the hand, and so the turtles fight the foot.
Yeah, because even the origin too is involves Daredevil, because Daredevil got hit with the radioactive canister, went blind, and that canister is what fell into the sewer with the turtles.
I see.
Yeah.
So does Casey Jones fight the Bulge?
Casey Jones is the Bulge.
Wow, he is the Bulge.
The Bulge Clan.
And April O'Neil beats it.
There was some interesting trivia. This one was good. It said that Robin Williams was a massive fan of the franchise. So the girl who played April O'Neil, Judith, is it Hogue? Or whatever. He gave her information for the character based on the comic book, and then the two of them starred in a movie called Cadillac Man later that year. So, before Ninja Turtles. So that was pretty interesting. And then they were saying before the stream, this was the highest grossing independent film until the Blair Witch Project in 1999.
Oh, wow.
Making $135 million in the domestic box office and $66 million in foreign. That's a lot of money for 1990.
Yeah, but how many 30 and 40-year-olds have like Blair Witch toys down in their basement right now?
Well,
that was just viral marketing. Bro, that was super marketing.
It was great marketing.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
This was also brought up earlier that the actors who physically portrayed the turtles had cameos in the movies. Josh, I don't even know how to say his name. Paz, who played Raphael, played the passenger in the back of the cab when he rolled over on the hood. That was actually Raphael.
Okay.
Michael Sisti, who played Michelangelo, plays the pizza delivery guy. We already talked about that, who delivers the pizza, the Domino's pizza early on. Leif Tilden, who played Donatello, plays the foot messenger that meets April in the subway. He got bitch slaps her.
Shit.
Yeah.
The foot messenger, is that one of the sexual deviants from the game?
And then David
check on that.
Foreman, who played Leonardo, played a gang member in the warehouse during the fight, Casey's fight with Tatsu. That was pretty interesting. Judith Hoag, whatever the fuck, was not asked to reprise her role as April in the film's sequel due to her own personal complaining, particularly about the 6-day schedule and the amount of violence in the movie. I'm like, dude, really?
And by the way, you should see what she looks like now.
Not very good.
Yeah. Does she match your last name?
She looks like the old country woman that owns the store down the road from you, who's 2 tons overweight,
who ate too many pizzas of her own.
Yeah.
To help disguise how cumbersome and slow the Turtles' costumes were, this is funny. The dialogue scenes were shot at 23 frames per second, so that when they played at normal speed of 24 frames, they appeared a bit sharper. So that's why, and the fight scenes were actually slowed down a little bit too.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, the film was set in New York City, of course, but much of the actual filming took place in North Carolina.
Yeah,
only a couple of
nearly all of it, apart from some second unit stuff. It was nearly all shot there, I think.
One of the early ideas floated around that the film would follow a similar approach to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, actually. And the actors would be interacting with animated versions of the Turtles. Of course, that was turned down. And then they took Jim Henson's Creature Shop method, which thank God they did that.
Yeah. All made in the UK.
Yep, there you go. Let's see. Corey Feldman said that he was offered only $1,500 to do the voice work for the film. He accepted it, believing the producers told him that it was only a small, low-budget independent film, hoping that it would make moderate success on VHS if they were lucky. The movie ended up making millions of dollars at the box office, so I think he lucked out.
Yeah, it was big success on video because it was one of the early films that went for like $10.
Yeah.
There wasn't that many films for sale at that point for retail, maybe about 20, 30 movies, and that one sold like by the truckload. We sold them.
And you guys just talked about this. The Foot Clan is a parody of the Hand, the Clan of Ninjas from the Daredevil comic, which you already talked about. Let's see. The scene where Raphael exits the movie theater was originally going to be different. He would have commented "cool car, stupid costume" as a reference to the 1989 Batman movie. That would have been kind of cool.
That would have been cool.
Let's see here. In the original trailer, there was a shot of the Turtles rising up from what looks like a swamp. I don't remember seeing that. The shot was cut from the final release, but as part of a longer scene that was used near the end of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 movie, Secret of the Ooze, in 1991.
Did you see that Brian Henson also said that editor Sally Menke was actually removed from the finished film? And she wasn't able to finish the post-production because the production company Golden Harvard, haven't heard of them lately. Didn't like her edit. They didn't like her edit.
They didn't when they took her out. Yep.
Clearly didn't recognize greatness when they saw it, but it
happens, you know. Pizza Hut engaged in a $20 million marketing campaign tied into the film.
I remember that.
Despite the fact that Domino's was used as product placement, items included advertising in print, radio, and television, and several rebate. I do remember that.
I just remember that commercial at the beginning, at the start of the VHS. Yeah.
Yep.
They did a Land Before Time promo as well, and you had plastic versions of all the dinosaurs like rubber. I had the full collection for ages. I sold it, sadly.
Many major studios such as Walt Disney Pictures, Columbia, MGM, UA, or Orion Pictures and Paramount actually, and Warner Brothers turned down the film for distribution as they were worried despite the popularity of the cartoon and the toy line, it was going to be a massive disappointment at the box office, like Masters of the Universe, which is a bomb.
Yeah.
I think they just didn't read the room correctly, but I kind of get where they were hesitant because Masters of the Universe was a popular cartoon, shit the bed as a movie. They thought this was going to follow suit, but
you would think that because Batman came out the year before. Well, of course, 100%. I mean, granted, it probably was already filming by the time Batman came out. So
and speaking of
probably
Batman,
just didn't trust it.
Good segue, Gord. The movie's budget was just over $13 million, roughly 1/3 of the 1989 Batman movie. To produce special effects blockbuster, the studio had to spend money carefully. Unexpected help from the state of North Carolina, who offered help with work permits to drum up business for the bankrupt Dino De Laurentiis Studios in Wilmington, North Carolina, had to be taken over by the state. Establishing shots of the iconic elements like New York City skyline and subway systems were filmed on location in the Big Apple, as they couldn't replicate them in a soundstage in North Carolina. So let's see. I think that's pretty much it. We already did the budget. Yeah. So overall, this is a funny thing. In the movie, Michelangelo hates anchovies on pizza, but he likes them in the cartoon. That's kind of funny. If you little things. Filming began in July of 1989, a mere 2 weeks after the theatrical release of Batman '89. 2 months were allocated for filming, and the production came together faster than a typical Henson project. And that's basically it. There you go. So that was. Listen, I'm not vexed. Okay, I'm not a pro.
That's what you got me here for.
You did it just fine.
Oh, thank you, people. Thank you. There's a lot of trivia in this movie.
You're very welcome, Canoli. I was more than happy to help.
Oh, you're a beautiful man.
I want to say Jim Henson was really upset, though, with all the violence in the film.
Yes,
and even in the script, but he did it because I guess the guy directed something for him. I can't think of a TV show.
Did Henson not read the comic? I mean,
not really.
That's what I mean. You got to know
people
the
die in every issue. There's blood splatters and
had his hand up somebody's ass.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe I'm just numb to it now, but it's like this is not.
But
really
he did it as a favor to the guy who directed it.
Yeah.
No, I will say this about the violence that I really appreciate, especially watching it today. Okay, so over the weekend at work, we have a lot of downtime. I was watching the EFAP guys break down Batwoman, which is hilariously awful. But there are scenes where she'll get hit by a truck, and then she'll the very next day she's fine, no bruises, nothing. In this movie, it's they're bruised and beaten up a little bit after fights. Yeah. I'm like, wow, these little details that people just don't pay attention to anymore when they're making a movie.
The sweat glistening on the Splinter's face, it was there.
That was really good. Yeah.
Right. And I don't use glistening a whole lot.
I glisten for you, Whitey. On that note,
only when you're being claustrophobic, baby.
No, we got that in under 2 hours. Look how fucking awesome that was. I love this movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it means I got to stay for the whole thing.
There you go. Appreciate you, buddy. I guess we could start with our guests shouting out what they're going to be doing. So, Gord King, tell us what you got coming up.
Did you want us to rate the movie?
God damn it, I knew it. Okay, go ahead and rate the movie. All right, give us a rating and then shout out what you're going to do.
Okay, so like I said, I think this movie really holds up exceptionally well. There's a lot of care put into it. I really appreciate that. I am giving it a 7 out of 10. And after this, I'm going to be finishing up my Rings of Power Episode 1 script, so that'll be in the editing bay starting tomorrow.
Looking forward to that.
Rings of Power?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, why are you putting yourself through that?
I probably did something wrong and felt really guilty. And I can't imagine I did something that wrong.
What did you do?
I don't think I deserved it.
Did you upset your wife?
I don't think you do either.
What happened?
Lord.
Did you lose a bet with someone?
It's rough. Maybe with Satan. I just didn't know. Yeah. Seriously, Episode 1. That is the worst pilot I've seen since 9/11.
It's Jesus Christ!
Made me stop watching this show. Ooh. It's so bad,
dude. That joke was a bit, thought my pedophile joke was bad. That was pretty bad.
I enjoyed Lefty's reaction to it, so worth it.
Yes. Check out.
Let me see how much more I can make Lefty laugh before I get off.
Yeah, check it out. Please do. Hey, Hypnotic, thanks for showing up at the end of the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, dude. Seriously. Gord King's got he's been playing Elden Ring a lot lately during the day, so please check out his streams. It's hilarious. I bother him all day while I'm working. Instead of working with movies and sports all day. It's great on this chat. But check that out. Look out for his content. He's good. Lance.
Yeah.
Shout out what you got, buddy. Oh, give a rating and then shout out what you got.
I'm doing a fantastic stream with Left Eye about our top 5 Red Hand Gang episodes. He's going to do a commentary with me, tell me what it was like to be a child actor in that show. And I'm really looking forward to getting into that, real deep. So can't wait for that, Left Eye. Good stuff. Joking aside, man, I'm here a week, by the way. Dude, if you share the image I just put up in the thing there.
Hold on.
You see that?
Yeah, I'll put it. I just put it up.
So that's the interview I'm doing on
Tuesday.
Nice.
By the way, this guy
check
was
that
also
out.
the DJ. Will was also the DJ at my wedding. Didn't stop me from getting divorced, but there we are. But he was actually a guest at the wedding, but also DJ'd. But he got to sit down. Everyone was a guest at my wedding, so he got to sit down for the meal and all of that stuff too. We've known each other a long time, and I've been trying to get him on the channel for forever. And the funny thing about this is, I was texting him when I was watching the episode when he was doing his big speech, if you've seen it. And I was going, dude, this is so great. They're setting you up for such a massive part in season 2. And literally seconds later, he gets beheaded. And I just sent him that text. And he was like, yeah, I'm not in season 2.
What time is your show tomorrow?
So that's 9 o'clock UK time. And then
is that in my time? I don't know. What
that would be 4 o'clock East Coast.
Oh, and then three of y'all just took a drink at once.
1 o'clock where I am, so I'll watch it while I'm working. That's fine.
And then on Wednesday at the same time, I've got another stream. So Burt Reynolds' biographer Wayne Byrne, who's done some wicked books. He's done an amazing book about Walter Hill. He's interviewed Walter Hill. So we did our top 5 Walter Hill movies. That's on my channel. He's coming back, and we're talking about Burt Reynolds' career, and we're doing a top 5 Burt Reynolds movies. We're picking them separately each.
Awesome.
Yeah, Left Eye said he might come on that as well because he's a massive.
Left Eye. Mustache, man.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I love Copped and a Half. So we'll see.
I thought you said you got the 4K director's cut of Better Little Whorehouse in Texas. Yeah.
What do you rank the movie before you leave, Lance? What do you rank Turtle movie?
Probably give it on IMDb. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10.
That's about right.
And I probably need to watch it again just to make sure because I would have only seen the American version in when you get a pirate video and it's all like really grainy and bleachy and shit.
Yeah.
So that's how I first got to see E.T. and The Thing.
Well, now you can get a decent pirate copy.
Well, I saw them all at the cinema subsequently, but probably 7, but I need to watch it again, I think. 20 minutes wasn't enough time. But thank you so much for having me on, man. I love coming on these, and if Left Eye's here, I'm here every time.
Me too. Especially when he's wearing that muscle shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
He's getting me excited wearing that thing.
Got practically no teeth left. I love seeing his teeth.
I'm feeling very claustrophobic right now.
It reminds me what my teeth used to look like 10 years ago.
Tell my wife I got options now. This is great.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Static, rank the movie, buddy, and then tell us what you got coming up, sir.
I'm going 7.5. I want to give it an 8, but it's not an 8.
Yeah,
so 7.5. There's one thing that bothers me every time. It's like when in that sewer scene where Raphael picks up his sai and how he drags it across the concrete. And I'm like, you just gave away your entire position. But
what's ninja about that? Exactly.
Anyways, yeah, check out my channel, Static 2020. I just put out a video today with all the weird drama going on with Jason Aldean's "Try That in a Small Town" song, the music video, with it being edited, and then why it might have been edited, and how ESG played into how CMT removing it, and then also his interesting views on gun control.
Interesting.
So had that out.
Interesting how? Sorry.
It's pretty. His views rather. So he was on stage during the giant Las Vegas shooting.
Oh shit!
He was the one performing when that happened.
Oh god, yeah, okay.
And so he was like, "Yeah, it shouldn't be so easy to get guns." And then a few years later, he comes out with this song, and it's like, "Well, what the fuck do you mean, dude?"
It definitely shouldn't be so easy to get 30 automatic rifles into a single hotel room. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's a good question. How does that happen?
Yeah, with a lot of big suitcases over 3 days. That's what he did.
Yeah, well, if we start asking those questions, some of us might disappear. So
yeah. This is YouTube. This is YouTube.
Yeah, we gotta go to Rumble for those conversations.
Molly, when are you doing your UFO aliens chat? Because you know
what? Actually, we
need to get into that.
Yeah, no, we've done those on Rumble exclusively, and I had a blast doing that. I got to set.
I'm gonna do one on my channel, man. So any of you guys want to come on that? I'm gonna do all about the Senate hearings and all that stuff because I've been following that from day one.
Oh yeah, that's been interesting stuff. So
very interesting.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen in my lifetime, man. It's all gonna come out in my lifetime.
Probably. Ego, with your beautiful muscles and your shirt there, you want to rank the movie and tell us what's going on, buddy?
I'm actually gonna give it a 9.
Whoa.
Yeah, as someone that's only got to see this in like 2016, watching it for the first time, I understand what the hype was about. They stayed true to the actual characters themselves from the comic. From what I hear, it was actually practical effects over CGI. And the only reason it's not a 10 to me is because I don't know what the fuck Shredder was trying to do with stealing things. Does anyone know what his ultimate plan was?
I want to believe that this was the beginnings of the Foot Clan, so they hadn't really developed a master plan. Because April was talking about it as though this was fairly new.
He was going to open his own theaters.
That's the only thing I didn't know. Like what his end goal was there. It's just like are we trying to deregulate the electronics business? That's not just like a bad thing. The Foot Clan.
I thought he was getting Crazy Eddie's inventory. I thought that's what he was doing.
But hey, you got to give him some praise. They were lifting way heavier TVs at the time.
That's what I was like.
He was trying to get POC women off of television.
Wow.
What he wanted. He's like, no, get out there, be active.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I had to write down which turtle was which because all those ninjas look alike to me. So
ninja, please.
Yeah.
Ooh, ninja racism.
Dude.
Yes. Speaking of which, me and the wife Shiro are doing our Ordinary Games episode this Sunday. We're actually going to be doing interracial dating and marriage. So y'all check out that one.
Dude, can I come on that? Because I'm a very pro person of that. So you just need to see the pictures of my ex-wife, man. So
down for the culture. I see. All right.
I am. I've done pretty much every country in Africa, so I've been on tour.
There you go.
Wow, you should get a test just in case.
Dude, I'm all good. I'm all good.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All right,
I'm educated, man. Come on.
Okay, I just wanted. They were there. Okay, got it. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was that a bit of cultural racism there? What was happening there?
Yeah,
a little bit.
People need to go out and sub the Ego's channel. This guy is like criminally undersubbed. Guy has great interviews all the time.
Actually, you saw my channel earlier. I haven't returned the compliment. Let me. Is that under the
Red
Hand
black,
Gang
isn't it?
fan site, man?
I mean, it's gonna have to be now. I didn't know the guy's name was James Bond III.
You're James Bond III.
Yeah, I think that's for the Red Hand Gang.
Yeah. I knew that was you. Yeah, I said.
I was like,
the same glasses and everything. So
I'll take
definitely
the name.
you.
I'll definitely have that happen.
Is that why you couldn't get in to see Turtles when it came out? Because everybody said you're the kid from the Red Hand Gang. You're not old enough. You can't come in there.
I was extremely homeschooled until I was like almost 14.
Well, that's normal for child actors, though, isn't it? They get homeschooled. That's normal for child actors. Dude, I'm here a week. Keep going with it.
That's it. He's gone.
I love him really. Left eye, you're cool, man. You're coming down to the pub with me in London. When you come to London, we're going to pub.
Bro, I've never been before. I should go, man.
Any of you guys come to London? I'm going to take you out. I can even put some of you up for a short period.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I got a spare room, so while I'm still here. What's your channel, dude? Can you put the link in the chat?
I did. It's on mine. So the thing is, the link that Mrs. Sassy gave, it doesn't work. I had to switch over to something else, so I dropped my link in the chat. So you just click on that one. It should bring my channel up on there.
So that's gonna work, is it?
Yeah, it's the one that ends in, I don't know what does it say. The one that ends in like HLG or something like that. H something G. That one should work.
I'll find it. Look
at R2's face. He's like, "Are you going to get to me already?" Jesus.
I just don't know how the hell I'm going to follow all that.
You
might as well just end it because I can't top that at all.
I'm not telling the black man to get off and be done. What are you, nuts? I want to keep my channel. God. Okay, R2, you have your time. Give us a ranking, R2, and tell us what you got coming up.
I give this an 8. I mean, this film is childhood for me. I mean, I had everything Ninja Turtles, and I even sent you pictures. I did the same thing to my kids' room. It's all Ninja Turtle stuff
by
in
the
there.
way, R2 sent a fantastic Pinata Farm last night. I just can't play because I don't want to make somebody who we had on the channel one time cry.
I'll post it in the thread on Twitter.
Yeah, please do. Oh my God, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I sent it to White Bear too. He was cracking up.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, growing up as a kid, it was all nothing but Ninja Turtles, and I love it. It's got tons of flaws, but it's I think of nothing but childhood when I watch it. I love it.
Of course.
As for my channel after the weekend, me and my co-host JT, we're for August we're reviewing car movies. So we've got
nice.
Christine.
No. We do try to keep it family friendly over there for our reviews. We're doing American Graffiti. We just recorded that.
You doing that one?
The Gumball Rally.
I've never heard of that movie before.
That's the original Cannonball Run film that came out about a year before Cannonball Run, and it's better than Cannonball Run, and it's funnier.
I was going to say, it sounds so polite, the Gumball Rally.
Well, it's got a scene with a man mooning out the car window, but other than that, it's family friendly.
Sounds friendly.
Well, so does American Graffiti, so.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I love that film. When I lived in California, that was filmed a lot of that around there.
American Graffiti's coming out in 4K soon.
Is that George Lucas?
Yeah, that was the second film. We're going to be doing Gone in 60 Seconds, Days of Thunder, and the first Fast and the Furious movie. So
hang on, are you doing the original Gone in 60 Seconds or the remake?
We're doing the remake.
Oh, come on.
You should only spend 30
seconds. I bet you don't even know the story behind that.
Gone in 30 seconds.
I've never seen the original.
The original movie was made by a stunt director, and he couldn't get the money to do the film. So he basically, all the stunt coordinators, that they all did it as favors to him. They wrote down a script where they could fit every single stunt that they could think of into the movie, and that's how the movie was made. So that's what.
There you go. Now you know, R2.
Now I know.
There's a making of somewhere on a VHS, and if you watch it, it's nuts. So many people got injured doing the stunts. A plane actually crashed into a car. And there's a shot of it like with half the wing hanging out the windscreen, and that wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to like hit the roof with the wheels, but it actually took the top of the car off. And, yeah, so they did. It's a batshit crazy shoot.
Obviously.
So, yeah, you got to watch.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that positive info, Lance. That's
great. Well,
I'm all about the positive info, man.
We'll put it on the list.
Yeah, there you go. You guys have a Saturday show too, right?
We do every 2 weeks. Yeah, we now do a Saturday show where it is, we don't have to be so family friendly, and we call that Weekend Harder. So we just did our last one.
I'm about the Weekend Harder looking at Ego with his shirt on like that.
Shit, this for the comments.
Sorry.
I was gonna say those are the only guns allowed in the UK, from what I hear.
Yeah, so check out his info, of course. R2, always a blast having you on, dude.
Thank
seriously,
you. It was a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, appreciate you. And White Bear, now that you're done being guiding Noah's Ark through your basement, you want to rank you want to rank the movie and tell us what you got coming up.
I give it's gonna have to be like a 7 or a 7.5, like probably the half, just because a lot of us grew up with that. If you were like one of those mid 80s babies and all that, I was surrounded by it, had all the toys. I was totally into the franchise and all that, and didn't even know that there was a comic of it until like the late 90s. So it's definitely going to be have to be a 7.5. But this week I don't know what I'll get out, because usually today is my editing day, and that was all ruined. So I'm just gonna
life happens.
Get my head down and rock on. be the background guy.
Yeah, well, always a pleasure, Whitey. Thank you for showing up. You didn't have to, but that's
man,
you're loyal.
heard y'all having fun. I was like, oh, I don't care how tired I am. I got to get.
Well, we appreciate you, dude. Yeah, as far as for me, no Cannoli Connection show. We did have Fear the Beardo on last week. It's still up. If you want to check that out, it was an awesome show. Basically, that's pretty much it for us. Of course, Mrs. New name. It's not Mrs. Cannoli Sasquatch anymore. It's Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch because she's a sassy. Yeah, she tells it like it is. Let's put it that way. So she's got her own channel. Her Barbie review is crushing right now. And then she has her Truly the Female Perspective with Shiro and Vex coming up this Friday. A lot to talk about. That show is always fire because these women do not hold back and they tell the truth. So watch that. And then for us, next week, we are coming back with Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring Part 1.
Yeah, I've got to be on that, man.
That's awesome.
There you go.
That.
So I'm very excited for that one. I'll shout all the information out for that. That's basically it. So I had a blast, guys. Always welcome. Thank you for the late minute guests too. You guys are freaking awesome. Static, of course, always is you as well. Like having you on. We got to get a new Rumble stream going on for this.
Yeah, you do.
Shit. I'm freaking slacking on that. But that's it. We're gonna set them all up. Go to bed, everybody. Lance, it's like 4 a.m. where you are. So.
Yeah, no point going to sleep now, man. Might as well power through.
That's it. We will see you next time. And check out everybody's information. It's all in the description. So please check it out. And we will see you next week. Bye.